build the walls of Africa. Because I was only 3 when I was made to believe that Africa is like a building under construction. And right now I'm over 23 and this continent still feels like it's stuck in its foundations. Because tell me why. Why we have the Dangote capacity, yet our infrastructures are still built on structures that scream scarcity. Tell me. How many more years would it take to build the walls of Africa? Because I was only 3 when I was made to believe that Africa is like a building under construction. And right now I'm over 23 and this continent still feels like it's stuck in its foundations. Because tell me why. Why we have the Dangote capacity, yet our infrastructures are still built on structures that scream scarcity. Tell me why. Why we have tech bros in Nairobi, Kenya, and South Africa, yet we are still suffering digital malaria. Tell me why. Why Africa is walking naked when we have Vicky James, who snatches creativity like the art of Akosed or Tebe Magugo, who weaves stories while making clothing or Sheyi Vodi, whose fashion empire began with a dream and not a body. Why are we like a song without reading? When the blood within our veins carries the beat of Fela and Nicola Kokuti. When our voice still carries the power of the songs of Lucky Dube. And yes, we are strong. But when we choose to, we are soft as the voice of Brenda Fassie. So how dare the world call us poor? How dare the world say we are weak? How dare them say that we are not strong? When the wealth of Africa keeps the world's phone ringing. How dare them say that we are underdeveloped? When our sweat built their castle. So I am here to remind you that Africa is no longer that continent that is underdeveloped. Because we are a generation of builders, idea crafters, system shakers. We're a generation of men and women who build with bricks of knowledge, mortar of innovation, and raises towers of transformation. Because Africa is that content creator, turning 10-second clips into 10,000 life lessons. Africa is that tech bro who is still coding under flickering lights. Africa is that painter who is throwing colors of paint on walls where hopes has been lost. Africa is that entrepreneur who is feeding his family and more from an Akara store. And trust me, this is that part they won't show you on TV. This is that part you won't see on the Western headlines. Because when they gave us chains, we turned them into jewelries. And when they gave us broken pieces, we made them arts. And when they gave us borrowed names, we renamed ourselves. This is why there are 7 continents in the world, but the future keeps pointing towards Africa. And right now, we are tired of their pity parties. One that ends up leaving us with souvenirs of debts. We are tired of borrowing because we are the mother of civilization. And mothers don't beg, we bet. So right now, we are betting the revolution we need, the transformation we stand for, the Africa that we want to see. Because Africa is like a delicacy in process. And for every delicacy to be made, it takes time. And we are cooking. Check out our farmers, our tech bros, our lawyers, our teachers. We are fire and we are cooking. So this is me telling that young man who still believes in the future of Africa. Telling that young girl who braids hair in the morning yet studies with candlelights at night. Reminding you that this Africa that we seek is one that we can raise with our own hands. So never again would we go back to the world begging for aid. because we are no longer that chick that depends on the white for food. So right now, I am reminding you that they say that greatness is never built in a day, and the Africa that we seek would be built over time when we decide to rise, when we decide to take our responsibility, when we decide to focus on what we want and the nation, the continent we seek. Thank you.
Here is another bold speech from Young Lady that has touched the hearts of millions across Africa.
The piece I'll be reciting today is a letter to the children of Sahel. Have you met her? The Sahel. She carries weight, walks with grace, possesses power, homes the most beautiful people. On her shoulders rest her nations, on her lands her minerals. She is beautiful, she is strong, confident, rich and smart. She wouldn't let the chaos fill her mind. She reminds us, as I read this letter, to keep her safe. That nothing in this world will break us. That she stands firm to rise beyond borders, to rise beyond enemy lines, to remain and unbroken, to remember that her land keeps memories, sad and happy ones. But she implores us to fight and never back down. There is hope to healing, strength, prayers. This is for you. Regardless of shackles, regardless of truth, regardless of lies, regardless of people, this letter is for you. Dear children of Sahel, there are many versions of this story, told by many preachers, sculptors, poets. This author will speak. This author will bite, chew, and spit without remorse. This author will open books you've hidden. She will speak of the past, of men and many others before, a place, a region, a continent, a people unified in ambition, integrity, where the soil understood the language of slaves. Many had compassion for the weak. Every book had a home, and every pen knew history. Knowledge then laid carpet on every street before your cousin took up 12 hours and burned the library. Men then stood firm with their buckles tight.
Hello, everyone. Amy, are you around or are you gone? Okay, so I don't know what I can be heard. If you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up because I just came in and just want to know whether you can hear me. So I just want to welcome you to the show. I don't have any controls here, so I can't do anything. The only thing I can do is to talk. That's why I want to be able to have the controls so that I can play some videos and do other things since I'm alone here. But that is not the case right now. So I want to thank you for joining me. Keep sharing the show. Just share it to people far and wide because we're about to discuss a lot of very important things about our country and the well-being of our people. Um, why I don't know who's joining me next because um, oh we can okay. Thank you so much, Laverne Watch News. Thank you. I think that will be in behind the scene. So look, thank you for coming, and it is a wonderful day here. It's Saturday here in Australia, and it's about 11:30 local time here, and I want to welcome you to the show. As we all know, a lot of things has happened over the week in Liberia. Like our panelists before, Charisma has been suspended from a position, and we want to know why, and we want to dig deeper and see exactly why these things are happening. The only I saw her post the other day about other different things, not job related, but I just want to let's come together. Let's talk about it. What is happening? Um, the solution to Liberia, because I think the solution does not lie in one person's hand. Put proper clothes on, George. Hey, come on, Mobotama Tule. You can be showing Bonso. I just wear Bonso free. It's not. I'm not even showing all my body. And then you say I should wear proper clothes. All right. When you come on, I'll go. I will leave the show and go and put proper clothes on. So somebody come and join. I don't want to leave the show blank. I'll go and wear a shirt, and then I'll come back here. So, oh great. Yeah. So let's share the show. Um, as well as you all know, our former President Weah, was appointed as the head of a committee against racism in sports, or especially in football, because it's FIFA that nominated him or that appointed him. So it's in sports. So yeah, there's so many things we can talk about, and we'll also talk about the case. Yeah. My man, let me go wear shirt. Let me not complain. Let me go wear shirt. They ain't let to see my muscle.
Georgie,
Yeah, my man. Let me go wear shirt.
go ahead, brother. I'll take it from here. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, man, it's a pleasure to be on here again. As George is going to get himself ready to come back. Yeah, George, I didn't even know Charisma got suspended. That is a breaking news. I think we can even have a whole show on that. But yeah, man, it's a pleasure to be back on the Nightly Exchange. I think George is actually taking charge of this today, so I'm away from my man. Let me get back so that we can really get into it. There's so many happenings, man. So many happenings. The rescue, man, the arrest agenda, they need to really, really tighten up. The things are really, really taking up. I mean, what is happening right now? Something needs to be done. Or else, man. I don't want to say the obvious. I don't want to see, but when things started happening like this, like I just don't want to say the obvious, but a lot of people start thinking about the other guy, and you know exactly what the other guy is. I don't want to call the other guy name, but I mean, it's bad. Like the rescue need to tighten up. They need to tighten up. They need to tighten up their grips right now. That's what I can say. But it's what it is. Things are happening. Things are happening really, really fast. And I just hope that this government will actually put their foot on the accelerator, or maybe de-accelerate a little bit, or better yet, just make some adjustment. I mean, like this is not trending okay right now. And I'm not the only one saying it, right? I'm not the only one saying it. I mean, we supported this government, but the way things happening right now, they are not winning the media right now. The media, they are not winning the PR battle right now. And all that have to do with something that could have just been prioritized. And this is what I would say. Every publicity, whether good or bad, you know what I mean. It's not something you really want to deal with. In this case, talking about a state-run university, can I get $200,000 to reopen on Monday? And that has to be a thing. But let me get back to you, George. I think I'm not running anything today, right?
Look, Amy just chunked it to me, and she did not give me any control, but she's in a bag. I'm sure she's doing something there. I don't know what she's doing. Maybe she's trying to get some stories or favorable story for the government. It's hard not to find it. The finance, go in the same, to find good stories about the government. So maybe she's doing that. That's why, she left me here. But thank you very much for coming. There are so many stories, back home, and I think we should all focus on the betterment of our country. And Liberia is all we have, and Liberia is the only country that we will not be deported from, or we cannot be deported from. But here's the fact, but Ture, the thing I always said to people is that we all want the best for Liberia. The only difference is how.
How exactly?
And it's all okay, right? You think that through the eyes of the rescue, it can happen. And I say no. That's the only difference we got. But some people, because we have that difference, which is not even fundamental, people see us as dumb, stupid, crazy. They call all sort of names only because of that difference that we have. We all want the betterment of our country. It's clear, no different, nothing. The only thing is that who should make that difference, who we think can make that difference. That's all. But only because of that, we are called names, but we accept it because most people intellectually, when they cannot compete anymore, they resort to hostilities, insults, name calling, and other things. So it is okay. But the thing that happened is that one of the things I want to address this morning, what is on my mind, will be what's on my mind first before we can go into the topics. I've got a few things that are listed here that we can go through. Is the State Run University. I think we spoke about it yesterday. We are at a crossroad, right? This government before this government before they came to power, they said it was easy to run Liberia. You believe them. I did not believe them. Most people believe them. I did not believe them because I did economics. I did science, engineering. I know how these things converge and how even your locality can play a major part in how your life goes. Like for instance, Batala, my brother, somebody who is born in Australia and somebody who is born in Liberia, they get two vastly different opportunities in life to succeed, right? Or their chances. While your chance that born overseas is high, in Liberia, your chances of succeeding is the lowest. So your location can determine your projection. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to preach here, but I'm just trying to make some points.
Go
Your
ahead,
location
bro.
can determine your project, how you project, how you go up. It's really one of the things.
I'll let you know. I will let you know when you start making sense.
Yeah, I'm making sense, but maybe to you I'm not. But it's okay.
No, you're making sense. You're making sense. That's the reason why you're listening.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is that the opportunity that people have overseas and the opportunity that we have back home, they are vastly different. So your locality can determine your projection. For common sense, is that if you are in Ghana, right, your chances of survive, your chances of making money is higher than the chances of making money when you're in Liberia. It's common. Look at the location. If you come from Europe, if you want to go to Liberia, you can stop in Ghana, right? Where will you want to go and you stop in Liberia? Come from because we are bounded by the Atlantic Ocean, right? Unless you come from over the sea before you can stop in Liberia. You know what I mean? To go to other countries. Oh, yeah. So Liberia is almost like the destination, the final destination on the West Coast, right? So if you see there, the businesses that can survive in Ghana cannot survive in Liberia. For instance, airport. Every plane that lands on your airport pays tariff, they pay taxes, right? So even when a plane was not coming to your country, but because you have to land there to get passengers to go to continue the journey, they will pay, right? In Liberia, who goes there? Most of the time. One time I was even going to Liberia in 2011. I rode with President Weah in one of the planes, right? He was not far from me. So at the time, my wife was like, "But that's just Weah." I was like, "Yeah." I was shy to go there to take picture, So we were lecturing, they were talking, and we had a nice conversation, but I did not go to take picture with him. But the thing is that plane was empty, my brother. Well, like maybe 8 on a plane, big plane. Why would not going to Liberia be expensive? Because people gotta pay for the fuel. You know what I mean? So you the little passenger that are going there, you will pay all that fuel. That's why it's expensive to go to Liberia. That's why to even do business in Liberia for plane to go to Liberia is hard because they say, well, what the passenger you get to go there?
Because there's no economic activities happening there.
There's nothing happening there. The thing is that when Ome were there, they have 139 different NGOs. All the NGOs are on the average employ 10 internationals. So if you have 39, you employ 10 on each, that thousands and thousands of people. The people gotta go to visit that people, right? So they will book tickets, plane were coming. President Waka was the vice president, planes were coming, Liberian people in their head, they say, oh, when Waka come out, the plane will come. And Waka said, sorry, he said he was going to bring NGOs. And I was telling people, I said, this is not possible. No country can bring NGO. Even the country can beg the NGO to stay. Like Ellie was doing, she was begging the UN to stay. You cannot do that. The people say, oh no, Waka said he will bring company, he will bring NGOs. Where are the NGO 2 years on? The only reason that is not possible is the same thing we told the Liberian people. We said the only time NGO comes to our country is either because of natural disaster or war. No president has the power to bring NGO to any country. They did not believe us. And even people on the show were debating and were calling on names because of that. But it's simple acknowledgement because I worked for the UN for more than 10 years. Even to come overseas, that UN brought me overseas to work as international. So we know how UN works. But even you that get the knowledge, when you want to tell people in Liberia, everybody knows everything. The doctor, the scientist, the everything. So the whole spectrum is blurred. For even yesterday.
All right, George, thank you very much.
Yeah. I come in. Let me just finish up. We had a little bit of argument yesterday. Yeah, we had a little bit of argument yesterday. Can you imagine? I lived in Australia since 2010.
You get George and Mike. You wanted the whole night deliberating.
I know.
Pastor George.
I've been in Australia since 2010. I became permanent resident there and moved up to citizenship. I got citizenship. I would not hide it from anybody. It's not a crime. The thing is, guess what? I was talking about on the show. I'm talking about our superannuation. How the contribution is made by the employer, not you, right? It's made on behalf of you. Everybody on the show disagree with me yesterday. And that's the same problem with Liberia. Even if you got the knowledge and you want to tell people the truth about your knowledge, they will still say you're lying because they disagree with you. And that's the thing. So guys, let's have a really wonderful show. Amy, thank you. You're tired here again. I like it when you're tired here. When you're tired here, you can be a little bit moderate in your approach and thing.
A little bit moderate? So what are you trying to say? No man.
you can be moderate in your support for the government. So let's see how it goes today. I hope you don't let me down now. Let's go.
It's gonna be turned back over to you because I'm busy in the back. But anyway, thank you everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you, and I hope you're sharing the show. Thank you for being here with us tonight. On the Nightly Exchange, go on Liberia Watch News on YouTube and Facebook, and you'll see us. Please subscribe, people. Why aren't you subscribing to the show? Why aren't you liking the show while you're watching? What is that going to take you? You're not cash apping. So just put that little thumbs up. Just hit it. That's all. And it's not doing nothing to you or for you or taking anything for you. Please share the show and do that. That's the only way we will grow. We keep asking you to support us to do that. That's all. If you can't come on here or you don't want to come on here to share your thoughts, to have fun with us, that's the only thing we're asking you to do. This is for Liberia. We're not getting paid for this, right? Well, now we're living our personal time to come on here. I think that's the least we can all do to contribute to our country. That's all we're asking you to do. Share, like, and subscribe. Please, please, please look, guys, let's beg these people. Please, let's break that generational curse of us not supporting their good things. We just want to hear negative stuff, and that's what we support. And then we want to share it all around. Oh, the moment we hear somebody saying the mind cause or the discause, and we want to share it. Oh, yeah, it shouldn't be like that. You know, let's you can share that if you want to, but at least share the good things too. That we something No, Lee, Lee, you one of the veteran of this show, okay? So we haven't gotten everybody from Spoon Talk to know that we're here yet. So we're trying to get them to know that we're here by sharing. They will know. So please do it. I'm not gonna go easy to y'all do that and subscribe to our YouTube and all of that. Thank you. So Teray, you want to do your what's on your mind too? Saying Joe's supposed to be the host, but it's like he forgot about you and myself. So let's.
I don't have any button here to press.
Is that Pastor George? You gave him the mic. He forgot.
Yeah, Amy. Well, thank you very much. Look, I got a lot on my mind. Look, I'm getting disappointed by the whole rescue agenda. I think.
No kidding.
I think the agenda is getting convoluted by the days. I'm all about all injury, but I'm not about self-inflicted injury. That's the one that really frustrates the heck out of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the heck are we doing? What are we doing as a country? What are we doing? This is the administration that told us that they have all of the solution to Liberia's problem, right? And I don't want nobody to tell me that, for 6 years, Joey, I did this, Joey, I did that.
You can't stop that if your chin is at me.
Amy, I'm giving what's on my mind. You can come in and give your what's on your mind.
Oh no, but
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. For 6 years, they kept telling us that they have the solution to Liberia's problem.
Mm-hmm.
What we are seeing right now happening at the University of Liberia, I will be absolutely. If you would have told me during a campaign that will be sitting down and the university president I abandon everything to go to that country and fix our university on a pro bono level, and she's looking for $250,000 to have school open, and we up to today's day the government cannot make that available to her. That is a damn shame. That is a shame, because we know the government, when they're ready to travel abroad, they can make that money available to travel abroad. But you can make $250,000 available to open a state-run university. That is a shame. And that's what is on my mind. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Oh, no, I agree with you. Shame on you by saying, I want nobody to come in to me. That was to me, I know. But no, I agree with you about the $250,000. That's what I agree with you on. The rest of them, I don't know. But if this woman needs $250,000 to open on Monday, then she twist her arms and get that money available, make that money available for her. The last time we were here today, I don't know if it was here or back when we said we started laughing. We wondered if that Mapayan scratching her hair yet, whether she should leave or to stay, right? Whether she frustrated yet with like problem, because we know she can do the job, but does she have the resources to get it done? Because I don't care how much experience that people want to make it. Oh, we try to have experience. If you don't have the resources to do the job, to get the job done, I don't care how much experience you have. It's not going to happen. So we were just talking about that the other day. And it's funny that this came up this week, right? Which we talked about it yesterday, by the way, while you were watching Eagles game. We did talk about it. So
that's right. I mean, I've not missed that game.
Go into that. You abandoned us yesterday because of Eagles game.
Season opener, I mean, you can't miss that. What?
Eagles over Liberia. Okay, I'll take that.
Talk about Eagles for everything.
They won the Super Bowl on a season opener. Amy, come on, that would be a violation if you miss a game like that. You know that
against the Dallas, against that rival team, the Dallas
Cowboys,
the Dallas Cowgirls.
Hey, look, let George. Will you miss Arsenal versus Spurs game?
No.
Come on.
No,
Come on, man. Can't miss that.
Guess what,
now I agree with you. Yeah.
Guess what, Teray? I bleed green too, right? That's my thing. You call my.
I know you do, Amy. I know you do. It don't matter what. Even though you're in Texas, but I know you still bleed green, baby.
What are you talking about? I mean, Philly is their home. My Philly is home. I don't care where I go. That you'll be shocked to know, like doing Dallas and Eagles were playing. Was it the 2017? Some games they were playing, It was me, my husband, and the kids were in it, and then we were jumping and yelling and stuff. Like, hold up, before we see the Cowboys outdoors, trying to be like, who are these boys
What's going
out
on
here?
here?
Happy, like, you know, yeah. We were kind of like, okay,
You can't do that in Texas, man. You can't do that.
We are in Cowboys country. We can't be too happy, but when we're whooping that tail, yeah, that's what we're.
Similar thing in Ivory Coast when we were living there as refugees, man. So Ivory Coast were playing, I think they were playing a game Mozambique or some kind of country, my man. The score, we were jumping up.
Can't do that.
The people score. We go jump out. The man, you pick up another person and say, everybody, let's go. Oh, yeah, let's go home.
Get the hell out.
You can't do that, man. What?
You can't do that.
I mean, you celebrate.
Yeah. You
You
gotta
celebrate
celebrate the goal.
secret.
Yeah, I know, on the low. But we,
Yeah.
you know, man, the emotion carry on, my man. You know,
I
you know
know.
when you take yourself, you fending yourself from way
Yeah.
beyond someone like us, you come all the way to the pool to watch it.
Hey, man.
The emotion is low, my man. We
My
start joking,
son.
man, and man say, oh yeah, but
Just
let's go.
imagine.
Let's go.
Just imagine, you guys. There's a little man who was born in Philly. Let me see how old was my son when we left Philly and started being, I call it on the run. My entire career, 3 years, 3 years. So I call it on the run, right?
I know,
This
right?
boy left Philly when he was like, 4 years old. He's 11 now. And because he loved football. I think I showed him his picture here multiple times. But he sold something with the Eagles, like, that's his thing. Like, I want to play for the Eagles, mommy. I want to play for the Eagles. Yesterday, he was on a game. He was going, mommy, the Cowboys are leading. Mommy, I said, it's just the start of the game. Calm down. Go. I'm on my shoulder, you know. So when they won, he was like, yeah, we won, but I don't like it. It's only 4 points. I said, give me 1 point. Let's go win. Get out of my face.
That's true, though. Now, you're right. It was a close game. It was a nape biter.
Yeah.
That really was.
Even when the guy spent on Des price tag, he keeps on telling me that. Why are you just stepping me on my show?
That
Yeah.
was
So,
dumb. That was dumb. Okay?
Yeah.
You can't
I
spit on
thought that
her.
was dumb too. I told him, I said, you don't ever do that to people. You know,
But even though Des actually did spit though, but he actually spit on the ground, but it was towards the guy, so you know what I mean?
Yeah, so he was thinking that even if he was trying to spit on him, he didn't.
But he
There
literally
shouldn't be
like
no reason for you to spit on him.
yeah, he spit
You
right in the
spit-
guy's chest.
Yeah,
man.
you
That
can't
was
spit on
crazy.
people. You can't do that. That's just crazy.
And I
think,
love Jalen Carter. I really like the guy. I think he's a big defensive player right now, but you can't do that. I myself, I was like, come on. you
I
can't
told my
spit on
son
her
that when he was doing, he said, "Oh, mommy, it was just a spit at EJ." Then from the guy said, "EJ, you don't spit on people." I said, "That is not just a spit. Spitting on someone that is a lot of meaning behind that. You can't do that." I said,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I know you feeling bad about him, but that was the right thing. He had to get out of there." So you know, that's the football man in my house now. Like he would let me know everything. So, but yeah, we talked about the university yesterday. And we also talk about this police something yesterday. I don't know if you watched
Oh my
it.
god, man. That stuff's disturbing in me.
Yes. I was so mad and I'm still am mad. And good thing that I kind of sent a photo to the video to Fatima yesterday too. I was like, have you all seen this? Like, does the police director knows about? But I think this was Pinsville, the Pinsville City Police. Nevertheless,
Pacapino. Is it Pacapino? Yeah, that's like
Pinsville or Pacapino, something like that. I don't know. But still, law enforcement officer should be treated that way, right? And I think he wasn't punching back because he was afraid of the whole police brutality thing. I don't know what that was.
Oh no, hell no. That kid had him.
That is a self-defense. I'm sorry. I'm
That
breaking.
kid had him.
He was headbutting and everything.
Look,
Who's
man,
this
I'm sorry.
animal?
Amy, look, I'm sorry. Look, when you look at some of the structure and just the makeup of some of our police officers, a lot of them are not fit to be in the police. I'm sorry. I mean, some of them just wear uniform, but they're not physically fit. You put the people
have
on
to be because of things like that.
No, but like somebody cannot in anywhere assault you in a manner in which that kid did. Absolutely not. Look, there is a ground to self-defend and self-protection. Right? What that kid did yesterday to that officer, look, I don't think the officer, because of all of the quote unquote, bad rep that the police continue to get, or because of that the officer didn't want to react. No, that kid had him. He really had him in a really soft spot. And the officer could not react. And he just kept punching him, man, right on his head repeatedly. And I'm sorry, man. Like, we citizens, we can't have it both ways. We can't say the police are doing this. Then when the police do this, they will say, no. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't have I mean, like, it's bad, man. It's bad. That is not right. Right. And when the police start taking law into their own hands and really start to do their thing in self-defense, then we're gonna come out again and say, oh, Joseph Baga police brutalizing people. But you're seeing people assaulting police officers. That is not acceptable anywhere in the world. In America,
that's what I said. If that man had a gun, he would have a couple of bullets up his, you know what?
Any aggression towards a police officer in America is ground to self-defense, and there is no justifiable reason as to what that defense is. That officer do whatever that officer do to you. That's it. You go there, explain tire. No evidence. No evidence.
Exactly. That was horrible. So let's watch. Let me see. So I'm trying to play this while we talk about the outcome of it.
Exactly how I felt. I was going to beat that piggy.
Move on with their lives.
I was going to beat him. You were never going to try anybody to do that to me.
I did not want to be in a
No, that's not bad.
Now this is why I got so angry.
Position
After
where
doing that, they let him to get away.
Well, you were arrested anyway. You were arrested.
To drive away.
He was arrested and he's in police custody now. So let's see what happens.
When was he arrested? Because they were something that they were looking for him.
I saw him on Facebook.
Okay.
But that's such a small country. You do something like that, you're not going. I mean,
because even DJ Blue had $30,000 pulled out for something for his arrest. And I was so angry, like early this morning. Like I said, I was calling people like something gotta get done with this guy. Like he can't just step in his chest and everything. Like what kind of animals are these? Like I don't care. I would call. I'm not something, but if that officer was gonna waste him, I don't care about it. That's just because we can't have these things keep happening. Like it's not right. So I'm so glad that you said they arrested him, George. And I'm so glad that he needs to face the. I don't know what kind of punishment, some laws they got for assaulting people, or whatever. I don't know, but something he has to have the maximum to and they need to say something about to everyone. There has to be some kind of awareness done in our country about stuff like this.
So somebody have to go to jail. I mean, you can't assault a police officer in that kind of manner and not have a severe repercussion to your actions, right?
Yeah. No, thank you very much. As a host, I got some topics here for us to cover today. So, if you mind, I would like to change the topic. I want to talk about the suspension of Charisma.
Charisma? What was that about?
This
is it official that she is really suspended?
Yes, and a letter came out that didn't come from the executive mansion, but came from the minister. Sarah Besro Yanti, that was informing all the other ministers, system ministers, and deputy ministers that Charisma had been suspended by the executive mansion, and that there was somebody who was acting in her place, and she went ahead and named the person. And I just want us to discuss that, because usually we have any suspension comes from the executive mansion. It goes on the executive mansion website, right?
Right.
The press secretary, which is my own Kula, posts out the circular, right, that talks about that suspension. But this time it was unconventional, right? We found out that the minister announced a suspension, even though according to sources, all effort to reach Charisma herself did not prove fruitful. But
Yeah, I tried contacting her today too. When I
yeah, but it is out there, right? So we need to discuss it. So, Amy, what do you think? What do you think brought this whole thing? Because I got my own views as well. Because I want to be the last. Because as the host, I want
Well,
to be the last.
I still don't know the whole story. I don't know why she's suspended. I just heard about it. I'm just hearing about it here and there. And nobody really said anything about what happened and why she has been suspended. But I'm wondering, if she said the president did that, why is it coming from the minister instead of from the executive mansion and stuff like that? But yeah, the last time I seen Charisma, the same thing you said today too. Like she was making some posts, some personal, something posting about dating and stuff. But other than that, I haven't really seen her doing anything on Facebook instead of just. So I really don't know that. I don't know. I don't know the whole story to what's going on, so I can't really speak to it.
Yeah. Okay. So Jure Batala boy, what do you think? What is your own perception about this whole thing that's happening?
Well, I mean, look, it's government. I mean, in as much Charisma is a friend, but we don't have all of the details. You know what I'm saying? So it makes it hard for us to even have a spin on it or try to have a perspective on something that we don't really have the full scope of it.
Right.
But whatever this is, I mean, you see, look, man, I love my people. I love people. But when it comes to government, I mean, look, it's a privilege to serve. It really is a privilege. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, George, bro, that the reason why George is an engineer, he's a professional. I mean, we all go there to render service to government. And if those services are not deemed to be appropriate, or at least not appreciated, or for whatever reason that resulted to suspension, I mean, it's best known to the minister herself. I mean, at least the head of the Foreign Bureau. I mean, if they make all of the rationale available to the public, obviously that will not be something that I look forward to seeing. But whatever that is, I mean, I saw a post from Charisma, I believe it was yesterday or today, wishing deceased husband a heavenly birthday, or anniversary actually. So I saw that post, but that's what I saw. There's nothing I've seen from her that insinuate or at least suggest of what you are reporting, George. So I mean, I would definitely allow it to play out until we can gather some facts around it, and I think by then it will be appropriate to really give our full scope of what this is.
Look, thank you, Chure. And that's one of the things, and that's why this thing draw my attention. That's why I really want to speak about it, because Charisma was one of the most aggressive campaigner for this government. I can remember in our chat when she and I had a bitter argument that even escalated to so many levels. Yeah, because what she did, I felt I was unethical, because she was friends with President Weah. She took his contact details and published it, his telephone number, because I know his telephone number. So when I saw it, I knew exactly what his telephone number. And she said, "This is his telephone number," and she, it was for me unprofessional, and I was really pissed off about that. And I'm still pissed off because even Batara, as we are friends, right? Anything I tell Batara in confidence, or Batara has of me, and he knows that this thing I cannot divert, I cannot tell people, you know what I mean? Batara, I will keep your secret to my deathbed.
It's
You know
the
what I mean?
phone number,
I don't care.
dude.
No, excuse.
No, it's private number though. I
It's,
mean,
it's a
that's
private number. Private
that is a
number.
private person, and
That's a
How do you know
private
that,
number. Yeah.
Ray?
I mean,
You
he's
know
a
that.
public person, but by
If
number
I
should
finish
be
that,
kept,
I will mute you guys now,
Don't be muting us, you go mute yourself.
Especially in a case where you know that this person is a celebrity or a very, very, very important person, right? That their telephone number should not be in the public, right? Only journalists and people and other presidents can have that number, right? And you are privileged to have that number. She went and published that number. And I felt so bad. And I did not feel bad for the act, but I felt bad for her action. And I just felt that it was not professional because one day, this life we are living, it has so many twists and turns. One
that's
day,
right.
I may need you. One day, you will need me. And that's why even when confusion comes, when things come that don't seem to play well with us, we keep mute and we shut up and we go and sit down. You know what I mean? And for me, that creates more respect from friends. If Dwayne knows that I know this thing about him, and even though he myself we make out with fight, and he didn't hear from anybody, one day Dwayne will sit there and say, "This guy is actually a good guy." You know what I mean? Or he's very principled, right? And you will get that respect from me. I think that's one of the things that she did. And I'm not going to insinuate that because she's other unprofessional, so she let that unprofessional thing follow her in her position. That's why she's been suspended. I don't have to make that link, but I guess it is one thing I observed about her that she did that it was my own interaction or my own, affiliation with her that I felt that judgment as a professional, having that judgment call that she made to do what she did. For me, in so many aspects, it can, the English book say, extrapolate, right? Or manifest in different spheres. Yeah, okay, yeah, go ahead, Amy. I see that your finger is up.
So, in her defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that situation you're talking about, the number was already out there. There was a test going around with the number on it. And someone brought a text in the chat room. I don't know if Tariq can remember how that whole thing went down. And then when they posted it, it was like, no. Somebody said, no, that's not weird. He didn't something that, no, he would not write that. And then that's when she said, and I don't know, was it mobile or somebody said, well, how will you know that's not weird number? Then she said, it's right here. Weird number. And then she said, yes, that's him. Then somebody said, well, how are you? Then she said, it's right here. I have his number. She never went and posted the number on Facebook. It was already out there. It was in the chat room that we were talking about it. And she tried to verify that, yes, that is him. Or somebody using his phone to do that. But if it came from that number, then yes, he did it. Because that's his number. So she never came out and just went on Facebook or went on YouTube or went anywhere public to go and public President Weah's number. She never did that. And I don't think anybody in that chat room even cared about President Weah's number at it or even took anything about. Maybe the people who already had it out there, they care about it, they took it. I don't know President Weah. I would love to talk to him, to advise him to sit down, but I don't know his number, and I don't know him. Why would I want to check his number to go do what with it?
Thank you, Amy. Yeah, I don't think he's looking forward to your advice because you have never advised.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
I don't think he's looking forward to that.
You don't know that.
Formula, welcome, my man.
You don't know that.
Thank you very much, bro.
But now I would love to hear my advice. You don't know that.
Batara boy, what's up, my man?
I can be
He said he's not looking forward to your advice.
He will get good advice from me, actually. He will not because he won't get no suck up advice. He won't get no single fender advice. I would tell him, boy, bro.
Yeah. Well, I think that advice.
But let's talk about we are today.
Keep that advice for President Boakai because now President Boakai now is going berserk. I don't know what happened.
I don't know what
Did you guys hear what he said in one of the meetings that he had with the cabinet?
Don't speak stuff like let me play it.
He said like people are not trained, they were not raised well, so they can.
No, that's not true. That's not true. That is not true, George. And I'm about to play it. It's not your propaganda. I'm working here.
Thank God I'm on a show tonight.
Thank God you get it.
It's a wonderful day.
the cabinet meeting that you had. Look, I posted somebody and go on Judah Jet page. You will see all the comments.
Judah Jet, is he a journalist or a propagandist? See, this is the reason why people don't trust journalists in Liberia. Because you're supposed to be a journalist is supposed to be objective, and you're supposed to stay out of the propaganda.
But that's what he's doing. No, he's just telling what he said. By saying what somebody said, is that being journalist?
Okay, so listen to
Nah, he's not a journalist. He's a host.
Okay.
No, but he's a journalist by profession.
My man. There is a distinction, bro.
But George doesn't want to say that. Because I always see him making these little funny little posts on Facebook.
Go ahead, play it, let's go.
So journalists don't do that. Those are propagandist work. So if you call yourself a journalist, you don't do that.
In fact, you're making it fancy. They call the guy follow the wind. Follow the wind. I probably won't be on social media.
Yeah, you can't do that. Listen.
Receive insults when you even do the right thing.
This video is blurry.
But that's the way it goes.
Very live today.
Once you leave the job, they will not insult you, but not necessarily for what they think you are, but that's the human beings. That's who we are, especially the country that we're in. Reckless talking, disrespect. People are not trained, and they speak any kind of way. Some of them don't even know what they're talking about. But if you say you're not going to take that, you just leave public office.
Thank you.
But I want to thank all of you for what you're doing to improve the condition. I wish people will ever know the condition we took out of this country over with. But you're not able to tell them everything. I always say, don't cause the darkness, turn the light on.
Turn the light on.
Just do what you do. That's why I'm happy. We start with prayer, with truth. Only one person who knows the truth, that's God that we serve.
Absolutely.
He knows the heart, he knows what you bring to the table, he knows the time you sacrifice, the commitment you make. But also, let's all look at the flip side. People are always embarrassed that you do what they didn't do, so you can't blame them for that. But our obligation is to the people, to serve the people of Liberia. That's why you called to do. Otherwise, you would have been doing something else somewhere. But you did it because you feel that we need to rescue this country. I'm not shying away from saying that it is a true rescue. People in Liberia will believe it. I see some videos. I'm not on Facebook, but I see people. The one that moved me this morning was a lady in the rain running from one place to the other. I think it might have been people where they're connecting people with water, and she's showing how the water going. Don't worry about that. That's what you took to do, and that's what you're doing. And I saw Joe Penner. I think he was in the Maryland. I mean, he was in the Tapeta. He said, "This is rain time. Tell me I wore my white suit and my white car, no dust on it." So let them say, you do your work. God will judge you. The Liberian people will know who is here to serve them. But I want to thank you all. Today, you've been listening on the radio. Some of the, I don't know whether I call them soft issues, but our society has been taken over by people under whose control we are. They know how to manipulate prices. They know what to do. Hitting inflation. I mean, they have their agenda to make money, and at all costs. But let us remember that the people that hurt our people, they don't know, and that's why this committee is doing a very good job. And some of the things the committee done, they reveal them to you. I think it will be necessary to have an idea how these people go about trying to trick us and all. They are very smart. It's not something that started. It's years ago. They've been used to it. They've been used to. So why are you making the effort? The people blaming you, they are there making things difficult to make money, bringing products that are rejected elsewhere, double dipping. I was hearing somebody telling me about sugar. I don't know whether you gave him right to people to bring sugar, but sugar is on the market. There we'll find it out. And for God in heaven's sake, our obligation is to our people to make life better for them. So you can go report that to whomsoever, but we have to do that. For hundreds of years, people have been accustomed to shutting down. People have caused some people to leave the country because they can't find a solution. You are here at a time God has given you to find a solution. I don't think you should back up from that. Do the best you can. God himself will judge you. So today we have an important cabinet meeting, and the cabinet agenda is sometimes so long that we may not be able to cover all, but at least when we meet, share idea, take
George.
So how was I wrong by what I said? That President Baka is saying that the Liberian people are not trained. They were not raised well. Batala, they didn't hear that from
Make say your own. Finish when you finish saying your own. Batala, don't correct that man. Don't correct the man. Let the man finish.
He said they are not
you heard it clearly from the man.
Not raised well, that is a total different thing.
Look,
he said people
Batala, a lot of men
people like Vasco, then who can come in the chat room and say they're stupid papaya.
When you are not trained, what happened? Why are you not trained? Because you are not raised well.
No.
Please allow Josh to finish saying what he want to say, and then we can come in and because he was not the only one who listened to this. We follow it through very live.
If you guys are here to sing praises and don't want to deal with the issues, it's okay. But I know, my man. Stop talking. It's okay. You can sing praises, and I know you are being paid for that, probably. So you can go ahead. But I'm saying exactly what the president said. He said people are not trained. They can talk anyhow, any way they want to talk. Some of them, most of the time, they don't know what they are talking about. And he said that if they knew where they got the country from, but he cannot tell the people how they got the country from. How, as a leader, you cannot explain to your people where you got the country from. You said the country was in the, you say the economy was in the toilet. The same person that said the economy was in the toilet on George Weah, they are saying the economy in the separate now, Dillon. But you say you got the country from somewhere and brought it somewhere good. Doesn't make any sense. But anyway, look, let's talk about it, because I know you guys are only here to sing praises. And
no, you're already talking about it.
Go ahead.
Your opinion, but go ahead, Ture.
Look, at the end of the day, George, you say you know me, brother. Me, I'm not here to praise sing, bro. You know what I mean? That's the reason why my name is Ture, Toure. You know what I'm saying? You can Google my name. Ture put that in the business of praise singing. We don't do that. That is the business. That is the
I know that when you something like in the business for myself. That's okay.
that's against my cultural upbringing. But let me say this: the president indeed said people are not trained, right? And that is absolutely acceptable, brother.
No, but who are he talking to?
That is absolutely. If people were trained, look at how that Peking assaulted police officer. Is anybody trained to do something like that?
Absolutely not.
But I give you this though. At least the president is not saying anybody who insulted me when I walk on Broad Street. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
In the case of former President John Manuel Weah.
You meet down on the table. Where you
know
going?
The president is not giving President Joseph Mobaka is not giving that threat. But George, you need to come back on screen, bro.
I know you can just feel
and
go. You gotta come back and hear it.
So at the end of the day, the president is saying what the president is saying, and the president is saying everything that we know. We know very well that there is some cultural evolution happening in our country, and it's not happening to you know what I mean, like on the good side. I mean, it's negative, and that is true. People are not trained. Babies are born in babies. Similar situation that we are faced with in these United States. You know what I mean? Like you got kids roaming the street.
Gen Z.
You know what I mean? Entering convenience store. Children don't even buy things no more. All they do, they just gather themselves after school, 6, 17, 18, and then they get into a convenience store, take the people drinking the Wawa and stuff, and just run out. That's what kids do now. So I mean, kids are not trained. I can say the same thing in America. Yeah, kids are not trained yet. I mean, and Labrador will not be an exception. So at the end of the day, George, I think it is appropriate. But the way you're making it seem now, oh, they are not trained, they were not raised well. Then when you say that, that gave a total different connotation. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean, right? Not being trained and not being raised well, those are two different things. So they should not be conflicted. Thank you.
So, first of all, the president, well, go ahead.
Amy, please don't do that. Relax. Rest about it.
No. Don't show it. Just
rest about it, Amy. Amy, rest about it.
I'm the host. So I sort of be telling people who to talk now.
You want to do the hosting thing, so
okay. I'm the host, so I should be telling people who to talk. So now let's move to the next topic.
No got problem. Look, Amy, gentlemen and lady, I've always said it over and over on this show that I'm happy to be alive in this ancient time to have President Boakai as the president of the Republic of Liberia. I can say that more than 100, even a million times. And my good friend and brother Josh, I hope you live up to the true meaning of your name, Josh. I hope you Google your name and know what Josh means. And then some of the things that the president said today, you know that the reckless talk you're talking about, people talk recklessly. Mm-hmm. And you can see that. And people are not trained. You have seen young people, many of the young people found themselves in a very volatile state. You saw the video that was on the internet with one of those boys with a teeth protruding in your mouth was saying Gregory Cuomo was lost. The police, you're talking to the IG of police on camera, and the journalist kept asking a boy who cannot even eat on time. Talking to the IG, the Inspector General of Police, saying you will disappear and our children will go. Imagine the kind of that type of people you're talking about say they train. People who talk recklessly. That's the kind of people I say they suffer from verbal diarrhea. They get that mouth get running all around. Maybe the president was taking. He said some people. In fact, the president said some people are not trained. And you know they get talk recklessly. He says some. If the jacket fail you wear it. Mm-hmm. Because some of you that are in the group chat that get spraying all the small things in. You're the one they were talking to. But when the jacket fail, he said, "Oh, like bring people. The man said they're not trained." Yeah. Oh yeah. Those two young boys who left from Central Monrovia and went all the way to Buchanan and slaughtered another young man off the back. Are they trained? They are not. So there are many things that we can take out of that. And that's the thing. Anytime Joseph interprets something, people misconstrue. They occupy
as a host, I'll be interjecting, you know.
They stupefy and like hello? Josh hello? And he likes.
Yeah, formula. Yeah, I'll be injecting, you know, a little bit. I just want you to.
No, I'm not recognized as the host. I'm not recognized as the host.
No, you hosting, but the interjecting is questioning, not.
I'm not questioning. He's the host. Interjecting.
No, he has to be questioning.
Because one in the group chat, it was not put in there.
You are not there. You are not there. You are not there.
We're not there. I'm
I
not
said
reading.
you are not in the group chat. That you
But
know that.
fam, just accept the man.
Okay, no problem. Honorable host, Mr.
Yeah.
Host,
Yeah.
George the host. No, pull out
Yeah.
the from there. George the host and take that CDC Australia from there.
No, I just want you to narrow down on when I say somebody is not trained and somebody who is not raised well. Can you tell me the difference between the two connotations, the two words? If you are not trained, ED to the end, and you are not raised, you're not raised well.
So
Can
the
you tell me
president
the
could
difference?
basically talk about people who lack the repertoire and who lack basic skill. They are not trained. Yeah, there are some
Yeah,
people
but
that are not.
who does the training? Who does the training?
Oh, but wait now, your parents not supposed to train you. They say charity begin at home.
So listen, if
Wait
you are
now.
not trained, I mean your parents did not do that duty.
They
Is
say
that correct?
some of them are not trained. Yes, like many of the young people who look at elderly people and insult them, are they trained?
Yes. So does that?
They are
yes.
not trained.
So I'm just trying to narrow it down now.
And
Just
the other one, you said the other one.
So if you are not trained, that says that your parents did not do their duty. Is that correct? Is that safe to say so?
President Baga is a parent too. What are you talking about?
No, let's forget about.
And he's a
I'm
father
talking
of the
about
nation.
words. I'm talking
But
about
wait
the
a
words.
minute now. He's a father of the nation. He's the number one. So he's the elder. He's the eldest man now. You can talk with Nimi old people now in our country.
So that means he neglected his duty to train as well, right? Because when he speaks like that, is that safe?
He
to
says
say
some.
as well?
Some people are not trained.
Yeah. So let's understand. Because
and of course, some people are not trained. That's the truth.
George, you asked that question.
What's the issue now?
That's
Some
not
people
how
not
it goes.
everybody
You go back to back. You gotta ask the question. A lot of person.
Not everybody in the country trained.
Just so that we can narrow down on that word.
Okay, we feel we're not trained. Now, what is the next one? He said some people are not trained and some people are not.
But my brother was talking about the thing being two different things, right?
It is,
I'm here to talk to myself. This guy who did PR is trying to say that George, don't know the difference between words used.
Josh, you know what? Don't
Josh, you know what,
Josh, the red button with you.
Josh, we can always say it's different ways. Some people cannot be trained and some people cannot be raised well.
Yeah, okay.
So we can say it and we'll save that debate for another time. But here is the bottom line.
Okay, 30 seconds, go ahead. Yeah.
That particular message today the president gave, it went out, and people who have heads over their shoulder should accept it in good faith, knowing fully well that even you are a testament to many young people who just recklessly say things that they have nothing. Somebody have nothing, no reason to say it. And not only young people doing that. So there are other people who are elderly people who people look up to them as role models, but they are sitting down there and just saying things that they have no information about.
Yeah, so can we say that the president missed the opportunity to have said this thing long time ago when he had Yeke Kolba, who was causing women on his campaign team, and you had somebody he need Prophet Key, who only vocabulary are invectives, right? To have told him to stop at that time.
George, I would challenge you in a public manner that people who are watching this broadcast, I would challenge you if you come up with any recording or any piece of paper on which President Boakai listed Yeke Koluba or listed Prophet Key as people on his campaign team, I will never appear on the show again. If you just show one piece of paper, this will be your last time
appearing because I will give you the evidence. This will be your last time.
I said show the piece of paper.
I will give it to you.
Bring the paper when you put it in the group chat.
Your last time.
Yeah, I will not appear on the show again. In as much as George appear on the show, I will not appear on the show. So look for that piece of paper and bring it. Where President Boakai announced that Yeke Koluba and Prophet Key are on his campaign team. And more besides.
Prophet Key was named on the campaign team. But go ahead. Give me 30 seconds.
Wait, more besides. Prophet Key is an adult. So President Boakai have no power over full-grown men like Prophet Key. The Constitution also gave Prophet Key the right to freedom of expression, every Liberian. But they say you can be held liable for some things that you will say. So if you, the Prophet Q, says something offensive to, you can take it to the law. And you are seeing that.
Much.
So that's it.
Thank you so much. So Amy, please come in.
So I'm gonna
my boy Lee, Amy, can you please pin this comment that Lee just posted?
So let me say this, right? President Bwaga did say some people are not trained and they are not raised well. He never said Liberian people are not trained, they are not raised well. President Bwaga said that because sometimes he hear these insults from little thing that call themselves partisan. They don't know anything about what's going on. That's why he said. And when people come up and say, "Oh, he said he knew what to do. He said he knew. He had the answer to making Liberia better. He said it was easy." That's why he said, "If only." And I see him on the show y'all all the time. It's like this man. I mean, even though I don't know him, I don't talk to him, but it's like I use my common sense, right? And put politics aside. That's what makes me neutral, and I support him. But I know from what they're doing and all of the hiccups that they're having, I just know it. And he just said it tonight. I mean, yesterday or this morning, whenever. He just said it. If only people, and I think Lynn is my witness when I say, I always say here, where this government met the country, the damages that they are experiencing from this from President Weah's administration. They have to fix all of those damages that is something before he can even put into motion the things about his own, even though they are doing it and he's taking care of thing about his arrest agenda. But you have to, it's like you go to the kitchen, you want to cook, you see trash all over the place dirty, it's smelling poo, something on there. You say, "Oh, let me come cook my good ribs, spare ribs, and spaghetti and things, and leave all of those things around." No, you have to clean the kitchen first. If you don't, then that makes you dirty. That makes you the food you go to, who won't want to even eat it. And that's what is going on. And people who don't know, and only when you work in the government, when you're part of those policies or making or like places that let's say healthcare, places that what education, places that public works, those fundings, those agreement and thing, you the one have access to it. And when you're seeing those things, you know how much damages there are. But you and I just sitting here, I know you're not.
Can I ask you a question quickly?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the thing is that if what you're saying, we can hold it as constant, right? We realize that President Bwaga is saying that he made the country damage. But almost all the policy that President Weah brought about, the new policy he brought about, President Bwaga is still taking them on. What is the damage you see in that? When those policies were bad, don't you think you are going to drop them? Don't you think you are going to drop them?
Thank you very much.
He was going to drop them, but these policies are good policies for the country. That's why he's taking them on.
That's not how people say. You ask questions that allow me to talk. You can't something.
I say, yeah, go ahead.
So if there was a construction project that's supposed to have been taken care of, right?
Yeah.
The 6 years, he did not take care of it. He just went campaign time. He just did borehole somewhere. They break ground.
Yeah.
That hole is there.
Yeah.
President Bwaga came. That is part of the government, the Liberian people's resources. They went and they lobbied for it. If President Weah are supposed to come and take care of that, because President Weah did not take care of it, he left that hole there. So President Bwaga supposed to come and said, "Oh, that President Weah borehole there, so I'm not going to take it." No.
Give you an example.
If I'm giving you an example, and then you always talk about it, ATM or harmonization or whatever. President Bwaga has reversed some of the salary that people was taking. What the $50 is something that people were taking is up to $200, $150 to $200. We heard it from the finance minister. So
what are you talking about? What you reverse? What kind of salary you reverse? Tell me. I want to know.
That's not how I'm going to mute you. That's not how you something. Let me you ask question. Let me something. And I just told you salary or civil service. You can't just go in there and if a president or another administration had done a policy or have an agreement with a company, You have to go in there and review something. And if there's a clause in there that ban the government from doing anything about it, and the only thing you can do is to go around it and ease some of those stress that in our contract instead of abolishing the whole thing. You cannot do that because there is a contract. You have to go about it because why? According to the law. That's what. So all of somebody say, they said, "I'm going to get rid of harmonization." I dare them people that call that said educated. Some of them they want to be leader in our country, and they will sit on platform and be talking to them that they act like they don't know about because they want to preach politics. That's why the president is saying these are some of the things he's talking about, George. Nobody knows where we met this country, how bad we met this country. Some of those things he was trying to get rid of. But when he went about it, there's no way he can do it because of the contracts and things that is there. And stop him from doing that. It doesn't mean that he doesn't want to do it. But so long that contract was set, and there are things that were put in that contract that are not supposed to be there that tie the government to that contract. And you cannot just get rid of it. You have to go around and say, okay, since it's something that we can't get rid of it, then we have to ease up some of the stress on our people. Since we cannot get rid of the whole thing. And that's what's been going on. That's what he's
saying. Thank you, Amy. Thank you. And look, Amy, I just want to give a short monologue before we can move to the next topic. We can all have our opinions, but the truth lies there in front of us to see. If President Bouakai says that only God knows, because that's what he said in his talk. He said only God knows where they made the country. He himself does not know. He said only God knows. He himself does not know where he made the country. That tells you a lot about the man who's speaking. If he does not even know where he met the country.
That's not what he said, George. That's what he said. Why you always let them miss that? When somebody said, you, George, you and myself know something. You know how bad you did something. And I know it too. But you coming out in the public line, you say you left it in a perfect condition. You did something so great. And I'm saying, I know you did not. And if people are struggling to believe you on my side, I was saying, God knows the truth. It doesn't mean I don't know. Where are you coming from with that one? How many? You never use the word when God one knows. That means you don't know what he's talking about. George, your propaganda, they just don't add up when you do. Sometimes when you're trying to do it. And this is why some people can be saying that y'all don't care about Liberia. It's all about propaganda and party, political party. Because you know exactly what the word when the God one knows. It doesn't mean I don't know anything.
Thank you, Amy. Amy, the thing is that if I say Amy damaged this platform, if I come back, I have to make visible the things that Amy damaged and changing them visible. But if Amy put in place certain measures and I'm taking the same measures, and then you think people will not ask about, if you say Amy damaged the platform, what have you changed? What are some of the things that Amy was doing that you changed, that you took from there? Nothing.
So what are the
salary harmonization still exists? Amy, can I finish, please? Salary harmonization still exists. The road construction to the airport, which just we have fought dearly for to do, is still ongoing. You pick it up. All the projects that President Weah was doing, you took them on. They how they call it how do we call it? The expansion of United States in the country. You're still doing the same thing. The same place President we went to borrow current from. You still went there to consult. You still went to consult there. You still went back there to beg the people to say give you current. These are the same things. So I don't know what the president is talking about that was damaging this country.
George, I can't believe he just said those things. Because he does not know how
to say because it does not exist. You say God knows.
I can't believe. I'll take over because I can't believe he just said those things. Why would you come in and say the road construction that President we are doing? He's still doing the same thing. The electricity that was so Joe Boga told to abandon all of that because George we had touched it before. No, Ellie did not do anything to that.
These are the wrong things we were doing.
Did not do road construction. Road construction. Say the difference that we have done there.
Tell me the thing we have did that damage the country. Just tell me one. Then I will hold it constant. Tell me one thing that we have did that damage the country.
Say here and keep sounding like a broken record to you. You have heard the same time and memorial again, but you your mind is not open. You are stuck to thinking that President Weah was the best thing that ever happened to our country.
I'm not saying that. I just want to know. I want to learn from you.
La la land that y'all want to live in. So y'all never ever get this. That's what the president said. Only God one knows, because I keep coming out here and lying to people like he was the best thing that ever happened to Liberia.
If you give an example, then we can investigate an example and say, oh, maybe that 2 dimensions.
You will not investigate.
I'll give you 3. I'll give you more than one. I'll give you more than one.
No, you don't need to, because every time you tell them it's like.
But can you go ahead and tell me more than one, or anyone you can give me?
Number 1, President George Manuel Weah introduced mediocrity in government. Bunch of mediocre.
What does that mean?
Bunch of mediocre. I mean, 14 people.
Tell me what you mean. Because
people in position I have no business being head of those institutions.
Give me an example.
Doing their job.
No, number one will be the quote unquote sitting mayor. Jefferson Makoji. I don't think he was ill prepared to be there. To a point where the job got so heavy for him. He asserted that he's not Dompa hero.
Okay, go ahead. Right? Give me one more. Give me one more thing. Go ahead. You said more than 3.
Can we just move on to the next topic?
No, please. Amy, I'm heading the show. I decide what the show goes today. Okay, please.
No, because you went and you're trying to make it.
People are saying it back. Let
me tell you, man. Another one.
He's not going to step into risk.
Another one.
These things are meaning. They should not be thinking about them. Say them quickly, my man.
Extrajudicial killing. Extrajudicial killing.
Look.
I mean, all the auditory.
So now you want to tell that Joe Weah killing the people? So they put a dying now that Banga killing them.
I'm not saying Joe Weah killed him, but it happened on an administration. No. You see, there's the thing. There's the thing.
I told you he's not going to accept it to Ray.
You want to hold President Baka responsible for things that are happening right now, but you don't want to hold Joe Weah responsible for things that are happening under his administration.
You say President Weah introduced extrajudicial killing. That's what you're saying?
Extrajudicial killing.
What you're saying? Is that your argument?
Did it or did it not? Did it or did it not happen?
But Toure, you are educated than that to say that he introduced extrajudicial killing.
President, we are had people in position like he's already said.
How
are not doing their job.
Guess what? So you say we have put people in places that you should not. You know the fire that happened in Liberia, that killing people, that burning houses. You know who the deputy minister there for operation that was supposed to be on the fire? He's a high school graduate. He was put there because he used to be camera boy for Dillon. Dillon put him there, and the president appointed him to be the operation man. He's a high school graduate.
And what is he not doing?
And fire is destroying people's lives and people's properties. And then you come on here, you say, Joe, we are introduced mediocrity in government. So we should hold that to say that. We have to go to America and bring bureaucrats from there to come and work for Liberia. Not the Liberia working for themselves. It doesn't make any logic, my brother.
Okay, so
let me lies about we are for the country. We are for the country.
You see,
the people in Liberia are supposed to work for Liberia. Yeah.
See, this is why you're not losing, because you're here to argue about we are something. If the man will tell you something, you wouldn't even let him talk. This is why I tell you to Ray, he doesn't have an open mind.
Yeah.
He's here to defend, even if it defend, but he's still here.
But
so
Amy,
do that. So it makes no sense for you to hurt your head.
But Amy,
if we are the people just say helping you, you like what helping you in the comment section too. And we are going to talk our country almost $2 billion in debt. What did he do to show for it by just breaking grounds?
Who can even go in depth
there's something? Even the World Bank had right after the election, the World Bank came up with a credit something report on Liberia that they were not something to get loan ever again to the fact that there's something
bring that report. Amy, since yesterday you talked about that report, you haven't brought it. Bring that report, let me see it. Because it does not exist.
What are you talking about?
Okay, guys, all right, Amy. Hey, look,
you don't want to learn it. You already know this thing, but you don't want to accept it.
George, I'm just showing us that he's capable of hosting it.
I just Google search.
He's capable of hosting the show.
The World Bank thing always.
George George, you hosting a show. You hosting a show. You hosting a show.
Yeah.
You present to us what is it that we are discussing. Then you sit back, you interject. But you cannot. You can't be an active. You can't be an active
participant. The guiding force in the election.
You can't be an active participant in the conversation, bro.
You're not interjecting. You're not being no guiding force.
You present the topic, then you go around. All right. But you is like, you definitely you the kind of coach.
The thing that used to be accusing me of that, what you doing? I gave you one.
You the kind of coach. When you coach your beginner to go play football, the man
you take them off the field.
Sorry, they make that coach. You will run the field and cock their head.
He take them off the field to go play the game. That's why they get on these platforms and they insult.
To host the show is very difficult. You have to take yourself out of it. All right.
Oh no, I don't think you
the topic and allow us to debate it.
Session, people are talking. The conversation are doing. You did a great job. So let's continue. Let's move to the next topic, guys. Let's move to the next topic. I want us to talk about the rice, right? And the basic commodities are being reduced. The prices are being reduced by the president. What do you see? What are the pros and cons? What do you think the president is missing in this particular announcement? What do you think? What are some of the workable mechanisms you think you can interject or you can interpose with this policy that you think will make it better than what it is now? We'll start from Amy.
I'm not understanding your question. What? It's not
Okay,
better to
all right.
ask
Okay,
for
the president has announced that rice price should go back to where it was, $14.
Where it was?
Or $16.
He never said where it was. He said it should come down. Rice price was never to $14. At least that's not where he made it. He made it at $17.50. So what do you mean by where it was? When? Since any time? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, since we were born. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Listen. Because
exactly. You want to pick on the 17.50. I know that because on spoon. We were getting rice out, and we know the price that's money for. So
the president wants the rice price to go down.
Thank you.
The president wanted the rice price to go down. So he went and put out the prices that he thinks are good for the Liberian people to have it easy to buy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just want you to look at the policy, critique the policy, give your pros and cons of the policy, and tell me why you believe that something needs to be done or nothing needs to be done. Amy, you go ahead, shoot.
Something needs to be done about the pricing, or I think it was a good thing that he said that, right? And you heard the president just saying it today. It's been too long that these people have been, scamming our people to make profits. They come to make money, and when they see they take advantage of it, and you're not paying attention to it, they kind of ride on that. And it's time for us we gotta make sure our people are okay. We're working for the Liberian people, and things are good for the Liberian people. So when the president come out, he don't just go on radio and he has said, "Oh, Papa, the rest at $17," and say, "Okay, I'll go on radio tomorrow to tell everybody bring the right price down today, or if you a man up on you good." No, that's not what he's doing.
So can I ask you a question?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I want you to go ahead, but I want to push you up as well so that you don't you think that because we are in a capitalist country, right? Our economy is a capitalist economy, right? This way, the law of demand and supply and all these things. Don't you think the law of demand and supply should govern the market, the economy, instead of somebody artificially trying to fix prices?
So, George, why I believe that the president is not, something to how business work, right? Nobody will go and buy that rice for $12 and the president, for $15 and the president said they should sell it for $14. Mm-hmm. I think they did that due diligence. They know how much those people bring in. They're getting no prices while they go buy from the wholesaler out of the country. And they know how much they're expensive. And I think they're giving them the reduced salary, or they give them whatever on the rice, something importing in the country. So there's certain price that had to be. Yes, there is. What you're saying is true, but our people have been abused. That means people are taking advantage of it when they come to take it sky high. If they're supposed to get $2 profits, and suddenly they want to get to $18 profit or $10 profits, which is not good for the common people. I bet you $14 profit, people are still making profit. They're not just getting out. And this should be something good for your citizen and opposition, because I think everything the president was doing, they're making people the bread and butter issue. They were not working. They're not doing that. They're not taking care of the bread and butter issue. They're not working. Now you're worrying about the business people.
Thank you, Amy.
It was for the people. Now you're worrying about the business people. How much they're making? So what are your agenda really is here? Because you're really exposing yourself every day and every hour and every minute.
Thank you, Amy. Amy, thank you. Before I go to Max, I want to just say this. I heard on the Spoon Talk one of the guys that were talking about the tariff. He said it's increasing prices in America, and it's a bad policy, and it's something else. I totally disagree. For the level of my study of economics, right? I believe that what he was saying was complete nonsense, because tariffs are meant to direct consumers to locally made products. It's easy. So the thing is that the reason why that is done is because, let's say Ture get a farm, he's making a rice farm and he's selling better rice, $10. The person who face the rice in China, because he paid $2 for an hour for people to work on a farm, he bring it right in 10 days, $6. They ain't buying Ture rice, and Ture employing Americans to work on Ture farm. So,
George, you got the whole concept wrong, bro.
I'm telling you,
100%, and I will tell you why I get it 100%. Listen.
Nah.
So what the American government has done was, okay, we increase tariff on these people that bring in input in our country. So because the price will always go on the consumers.
Exactly.
Anything. Listen. The tariff or anything you apply for the producer to pay to spend, that price will be transferred to the consumer to buy. That's the whole strategy people need to look at now. And so you see what happens if I put tariff on Max's rice he bring in the country that use $6, and I put $10 on it. Max will start selling $12, right? And then Ture is still selling $6. Who rest they will buy? Who rest the people will buy?
Price, but that's
exactly.
So
guess what now? That's why I said that policy of applying tariff on imports is for people to be redirected to buying local things, because local things create the economy. Because all that money, when you pay the Chinese, make taking money back to the country to go pay workers and go do things.
But George,
no, I will come to you. I'll come to you.
No, man, I want
no. You better enjoy that today, because you're not getting the body again.
No, George, at the end of the day, I'm telling you, that whole concept of tariff, and I know you're not going to come and just telling you something and get wrong with it, because
give me your pros and cons about it.
We are in this country, and we understand how ridiculous that a president, an orange man that will get in a player, the whole tariff business. He can't win that war, bro. He can't win that.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Let me say something before you finish.
In light of Liberia, in the case of Liberia, that's why the president will have to have negotiated with rice importers. Give them a tax break here and there to have them to capitulate to the price that he feels that the rice should be sold on the Liberian market, on which, of course, the president has the power to do that. All right? Because you can always find another importer. Once the importer have found a suitable market in the Liberian market, they will do whatever the government is trying them to do. This is not for a long haul. This is just for temporary.
Okay.
You right?
Can I ask you a question? Ask me a question,
but it should not be long, man, because you have no question again going to 2-3 minutes.
All right. The question will be short. Right now in Liberia, let's say, because I'm getting into the farming business now in Liberia, right? So let's say I'm producing rice in Liberia, right? And when I look at all the costs that people that work on my farm, got how to pay them and do all these things, and the prices, the prices that I pay people with to work on my farm, I get all the machinery in place. So I pay people who will be in the factory to do the rest and everything. I found out that I can sell my rest $16. to make profit, to be able to pay my workers and get a little bit of profit, I have to sell my rice $16. You think if people are importing a rice, they're selling $14, you think they'll buy my rice?
They will not buy your rice.
Good. So what the government would do to balance it out? Listen now, what the government will do to balance it out is that they will put tariff on the people that bring in rice because they know say we got production locally, right? So they'll put tariff on the people that bring in rice so that the price can go up to almost my price locally because the economy has to the local economy has to rise. So when they buy my rice and it's stocked in my warehouse, I will not get money to pay the people working on my farm.
The question.
Right?
You want to answer it. I don't know how
George, if you ask a question, I really not taste it.
You ask the question, you answer it. You only then the other
But
person.
let me answer your question. Why
Yeah,
you trying to say? Why you trying to say, George? I understand what you're trying to say over there. Look.
Thank you.
That's the reason why America, Donald Trump putting tariff on China. I did not learn economics in school, but I knew America not going to win that war against China because you know what? Everything we consume in this country, George.
Let me get you yourself, please. You're coming true.
Everything
we consume in this country. Coming true to us, yeah.
Yeah, but George, you gonna listen to me now?
I listen to you.
Everything we consume in this country come from China, literally. All right.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, the Chinese manufacturing, like some of the biggest chain in the world, like Walmart. You look at Walmart, you look at Home Depot, Lowe's, all of these companies, big time company, consumer company in the country, 99% of their products come from China. All right? These are some of the biggest chains. Like, I mean, every American goes into Walmart at least 2 or 3 times a week. So that tells you so. And that Walmart, 90% of their produce and their product come from China. You can't. And when you talk about governments trying to direct consumers to locally made goods, do you know at which percentage Liberian farmers are producing rice in our country? Those rice can't even feed Barnavale Junction. The rice they produce in that place. No rice manufacturer in Liberia can tell me they can feed the country in which they are producing the rice. George, you know that.
Thank you, but
so at the end of the day, I will agree if the government is really serious about empowering locally made rice or local manufacturing goods and produce, then the government have to infuse resources in there to empower the people with the necessary competitive spirit of competing with people that are importing goods into the country. But until we can get to that point,
how you talk about competitive spirit? I don't know what that means.
Well, like making your local manufacturing, like infusing federal resources into local farmers. Into local farmers.
Policy. And I'm telling you about policy.
George, can we let farmers talk now? You making
just
told
me.
We have other stories to talk about.
You just told me.
30 seconds.
You just told me that the whole idea between tariff is for the government is actually trying to redirect consumers to locally made produce, right?
Yes.
Right? And I'm telling you, that is feasible in a bigger economy than our own pupupa economy that
I agree.
You know what I'm saying, right? So you cannot effectuate that sort of economy in a Liberian economy because number one, nobody produces rice at the desirable quantity that Liberians need.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you almost will have to rely on these giants that are importing rice in the country, where you can actually deal with them, maybe give them some tax break, right?
Yeah.
Temporary relief until you can get your act together, Josh. Other than that whole tariff is not going to work.
Thank you. And Batala, I think you missed the point a little bit, but thank you for
Josh. So let's move on to formula.
I'm the host. Can you take that hosting for
No. Let's go to formula. You're taking all the time. That's not how you host the show. We're taking one topic and one talking on it for how long?
Amy, thank you. Batala, thank you for your comment. I think you missed the point, but we'll come back to that. So let me come to Max. Max, my man. Like I said, the question I went to Amy, both of Amy and Batala, boy. What do you think is missing from this policy of, if we know that the market forces can determine price, and that almost natural. What do you think is the disadvantage of artificially controlling prices in our economy? Max, your turn. Formula.
George,
Your turn,
what's
man.
today?
I'll tell you. I don't
Okay,
know.
maybe he's not ready yet. He's not with us. So he's not with us. So quickly, Watara. The
No,
question
let
you
me
answer
read
was
this.
completely.
Oh, George, let me read this because as we on this whole rice thing,
Yeah.
this has something to do with it. So let me put this up so you can see it, so we can talk about it. But go ahead while you're talking, while I'm trying to put this
Yes.
up.
The thing, Watara, what you are saying, you're quite right. In our economy now, if you say you're going to put tariff on anybody who bring in rice, it will increase the prices because we don't have any local competitor.
That's the thing.
But the difference about America, because I clearly say about America, I'm not talking about Liberia. That's why you miss it. That's why I say you miss it. I'm talking about
No,
America.
but even
In America, listen, yeah, but let me finish now. I'm talking. You talk. In America, you found out that more manufacturing went offshore because of the cost that was being absorbed by the manufacturer in America. American wages were high, to put our working in the plants, unlike China. So most people took their manufacturing offshore in China to do it there because it was cheaper to fix their things there and then bring it and put it in America. That's why the government said no, because we want our local people to get jobs. So we make it hard for people to import things here so that they can bring their factory back and bring it in this country here so that they can build those things here and they can fix those things here. So you see the logic? That's what tariff is for, and that's why it's working.
No, it's not working, George. It's not working.
It will work. Guess what? It will not work now, but it will work in the long term to you. Because guess what?
So why we get left because I won't work in the long term.
Short term, long term, medium term. George.
Let me quickly read what our sister just put on. They say the government of Liberia begins disbursement of funds to 500 farmers under PSIP, the PSIP project. Okay. Moreover, Liberia, September 3rd, 2025, the government of Liberia, through the Ministry of Agriculture, has begun the disbursement of funds to 500 farmers across 8 counties under its Public Sector Investment Project, PSIP, a budget-funded initiative aimed at boosting rice production and reducing inputs for fiscal year 2025. The agricultural component of the PSIP has been allocated US $4 million to support the cultivation of rice, cassava, maize, oranges, avocado, and coconut under the rice program. Let me see. Yeah, my abundance skip now. Farmers are being supported to cultivate 1,000 hectares of lowland rice in Bomi, Bon, Grand Bassa, Grand Cape Mount, Magibi, Lofa, Mosurado, and Nima counties. Where is Maryland County? I can't see anything there. Each farmer will receive 1,000 per hectare, with 60% disbursed as direct cash support for land clearing, nursery, development, and layout, while 40% will be allocated to weeding and harvesting additionally. Additionally, farmers will receive fertilizer.
We can stop there now.
Yeah, let's stop there. Yeah, thank you.
Just to get the idea of what you guys were talking about, the government. It's not just Ooh. So go ahead. Lean like what this is not my account.
Yeah, thank you. So can you just take that thing off? Okay. We see that account. You want to tell us that account? We know.
No, Lean always trying to.
Okay. Look, this is a good initiative, and I hope that it works out because this same project existed during President Bwaka's time as an agriculture minister, where they bought some green machines that are still stuck in Lofa behind people's houses, and it's all damaged. So we hope that this time it works. But the thing is that, like exactly what I was saying, and when Max come on and he can talk to us, I will give him this opportunity. Exactly what I was talking about. just as these farmers are going to have these 40 acres of land cultivated to make the farm. It's going to take how many years for avocado tree to bear avocado? At least 1.5 years, right? And
okay,
rice
George, you're not
it
being
takes
fair to the
more.
conversation now. You're
Mhm.
not.
Why you think so?
But
Because farming, we all know farming is not something that just happened tomorrow and people start benefiting from it
And
tomorrow.
that's what we are discussing.
You're
Amy.
always talking about, oh, why the president, he said his son is arrested, why he can't do this, he can't do that. Now we've seen things that he put in place for those things, and now you want to tell us the length of time. You're not talking about the rice part, the rice component. You're talking about length of time, about all the things. We all want farming in our country. We all want to grow our own food. Isn't
And
that
I
what
said
we
this
all
is a
come
good,
here and
this is
make
a good project. I already said this is a good project. Amy, now how people predict things. Now how people predict things. When you say, okay, this is a good project, however, you start to look at the inside, the details of the plan. That how people predict things. I will not just kind of say, okay, good, then we'll say that. Okay, so it's good now. So what happened? What about the intrinsic details of the program?
We
What will
already
people
know.
how will people say, you think now that the same thing are happening about salary how they call it, said nobody making $150.
Yes,
The thing is that
there
when
go.
you come to the details of it and say, look, guys, don't expect anything to happen now in this year. Expect it to happen next year or year after
Everybody
next.
know how
Rice is still
farming
being
works.
imported.
Everybody knows that, and we all know that.
No,
That's
not
what we
everybody
talking
knows
about.
that. Amy,
And
we
we
got
were talking
audience.
about
We
it on
got
the show
audience.
here the other day, and Raymond said they said dry meat sweet, but what you will be eating before the meat get dry. You have to still be importing those rice while
Amy,
people
I
are
agree.
farming and doing those things. So
I
why you
agree
can be telling us
100%.
about farming? The avocado will take 9 months, the rest will take 10 months. We all know the people are farmers. We all know we are country people. We know.
Amy,
George, you can't have your cake and eat it all at the same time.
no,
Right.
guys.
We were
I
talking
said
about bread and butter
already, I
issue
said
on the
this
people.
is a
Y'all
good
said the people are
initiative.
going to market, right?
This is a good initiative.
No.
However,
Let me learn, George.
okay,
We were
Amy,
talking about people
Amy,
going to market. People
I
were
thought
carrying
sorry, Reverend
microphone.
Nancy Brito.
People are carrying microphone in the market. People say, "Oh, the breast price is high. They want it, Sonny." Y'all say, y'all say they came to rescue. They're not doing the bread and butter issue.
Yo.
These are high on the people. The president said they're dropping the rice price. You're not worrying about the business people, the market people. What is it? It's like you cannot, anything this man does is going to be a problem for y'all. That's why I say y'all keep
No, it's
exposing
not,
yourself.
Amy.
We talk
It's
about
not.
family again,
Amy,
coming to talk about Namon.
Amy, I
Amy,
knew I was gonna
Amy.
have problem when George show up today with the Arsenal jersey.
Amy,
Yeah.
I thought you were going to be moderate. When you tell her she can be moderate, but I don't know what's going on today.
No, you're not being moderate.
Amy, you get glass beside you there. You get glass beside you
You
there.
don't make the
You get
formula
glass
again.
beside you
Thomas
there.
is absolutely right.
So, okay, guys,
Thomas
this
wrote.
is-
Thomas said, "Joy, hold on, Joy. You see
Formula
how
you
hard
can
it is
use.
to be a host when people are saying
Man,
things
the show been overstimulated and dominated by Josh. See, I seen that man call. I say anytime Josh caught his hair, he gets, I don't know, just
But
go
you
out
can
of
hear
line.
us, Formula.
Yeah, I'm hearing you loud and
No,
clear.
but ever since they've been calling you to speak your
Oh
head.
yeah, because George was not stay, he calling me and George stay talking. So what you want me to
let me
do? I
come to
just
you.
sit
Let
and
me come to
listen
you,
to
brother.
him.
We're saying you are awake
Yeah,
now
I tell you,
because
you're
you're
not hearing
sleeping.
us.
So, formula. Here's the question. We're still on the rice prices and things, and the crop, whatever the the commodity prices in Liberia. The president artificially brought it down, right? What are the pros
Which
and
one
cons?
go
What do you think?
artificially?
Welcome to the show,
That the
Morris.
word to use artificial.
Okay, go
That the
ahead.
word to use. When it's artificial or superficial, that the word to use, my brother.
Okay.
Go look it up. Because if it naturally comes down, that means they get more rice on the market, and then the price will drop. Then natural occurrence.
All right, thank you very much, Josh.
Artificial is when you bring it down yourself and say it must be this. That's artificial. So you think what is the pros and cons? What do you
You
think
want to
have
tell
done
us
better?
artificial meaning to you?
Yeah, I gotta do it because you say I'm wrong. That's why I gotta explain to him. Yeah. So go ahead.
Well, Josh,
Artificial meaning
I
to
don't know whether you are wrong, but it's still
You say, all right, thank you,
the
Josh.
other feature that you used was not really clicking in well with me, but I
was
accept
not
it since you the host. But here's the thing, Josh. A few months ago, you followed the information when the president asked the vice president again. The president has always been designating, delegating tax to the vice president and other people, and one of those many tax that the president dedicated was the issue of the economy, when he asked the vice president to set up a team that will investigate the state of the economy, because there were a lot of Liberians complaining the basic commodities, things that are happening. And that's the reason why I continue to say that I love this president, because before the president come out and say things, he had already done his due diligence. And when the committee, I listened to the vice president, and he said they have done all of the feasibility study, how they call it, fast checking. They have meetings. They have series of meetings. They have meetings, and at some point, even the president was also involved, having meeting with some of those importers, and they had conversation. Because the president, look, the information that the president, the vice president, and all the high hierarchy, the information they are clocked that they have access to, you and myself don't have access to that. So when the president tells you that today in his cabinet meeting, when the president said that this is something that they have been manipulating the system, and they have been doing this inflation and artificial inflation, they make it look as if that it is the taxes. And the president went on and gave an executive order to drop all the tariff on rice importation. He gave executive order, and what was an executive order on certain basic commodity. He said they should reduce the taxes on it, so that the Liberians can, like now the solar energy, people are not paying tariff on those things. People who bring in all those things, the president say, oh, let us have clean energy. Let people who come in with those things, now people have access to that. Since we're getting rid of those candles, and people not burning candles again in their houses are not getting inflamed. So all of these things, the president set up committee, they go to investigate. So I think that the committee gave that report. The vice president came back after there was a series of meetings he had. So they did all of the findings, and they noticed that, look, this thing is a criminal syndicate. There are guys who get bent on and politicizing and manipulating and strangulating the Liberian economy because they want to get rich. That's what the president said today. He said there are people who just manipulate things and just to get rich, and that's the business people mentality. So right now, as the president did that recommendation that the rice price should drop down to this price, it is because of the report that he had already received from a committee. And after all of the intervention that he has done, he said after all of the taxes and whatsoever, the tariff and also they have been dropping off here and there so that they can relax. They have duopoly, making more people coming in with rice and other things, people who have access. And so the president expects these things to take effect. But when the president says things, and then there are people who stay out there who making sure that the president word does not come to fruition. These are the people now who undermining the existing reality of the state. That's the one of the problems.
Just a quick one before I go to Gassama. Just a quick one. Do you support a presidential intervention in the capital system, which is the economy? Then the economy as a capitalist economy regulating itself. Which one do you support?
Look, if you continue to base the idea on those capitalists controlling the economy, that means that the Liberian people will continue to be slaves forever in their own country, because the number one mindset of those people is the maximization of profits. Those people will do self-inflation, they will do artificial inflation, they will do everything in their power so that you always have the government kneeling down to them, begging them. But you see, this is one of the things that I want to say like this. You see how the liberal Refining and Petroleum Company, LPRC, came in with the idea to have their own storage and bringing in gas, because this is one of the commodities that those importers have always been. Even when the transport ministry come up with moratorium that this is the prices based on the gas price, they guys then will still go on there and say that the government own this our own, and you guys must go for it. But because now the government has intervened, and the state now is bringing gasoline now and bringing fair competition. So when the government set the moratorium now, when they set the standard, they say this is what we need to go back. Look, you see, all the other people will fall in line. This is what we're talking about. Allowing the government to make that.
Just before I leave you, do you know that the petroleum product that is imported by LPRC, they are not paying a levy, they're not paying duty, right? You know that, right? So their product will be cheaper than the businessman. That will put the business out of business. You know that, right?
No, that was not what I heard from
Okay,
from
so
the,
exactly.
from the boss.
So
that was not what the boss said.
We don't need to hear from them. We're just going to use our common intuition, because we are not paying tariff on the product that you bring in the country. You will sell it cheaper. For me, who paying tariff to the government, I will sell it expensive because I got to recoup that money I paid to the government. So now people will start buying from you or not buying from me, and will put the business out of business.
But Josh, here's the argument. The government is aware. The government is aware of tariff or whatsoever fees those importers pay towards government revenue, and that's the reason why the prices of taking into consideration the prices that the government going to come up with will be at a rate that is generally accepted, holding all other factor constant. That's the all other factor constant that we're talking about. So the people already know that those people paying taxes, they're not going to
make excess profit. The government is going to make excess profit, because if they have to take their prices to the importers' prices just to make sure that the market is served equilibriumly, right? That means they'll be making excess profit. The government will be making excess profit, while the importer will be making less profit. Is that correct? Is that safe to say?
Because we don't have any empirical facts to
but it's common sense.
Say,
it's common sense. We don't
to
need to
say
have
that the government is making excess profit over that, because those guys who are importing their petroleum product in the country, they are equally aware that there will be competition, and that it is also
that they are spending the same money to bring the product. So that will be a fair.
Well, I don't know much about that. I don't know much about what they spend the same money.
Thank you very much. So I want to move to Gassama. Gassama, I know you came late, but I know you've been monitoring the conversation. Can you hear me, Gassama? Okay. I think you've been listening to the conversation. Thank you. We're talking about the prices that are being regulated by the government. What is your input? Do you think this will result to people selling black market rice, black market flour, black market this, that the Liberian people will continue to suffer, even though the government is saying that this price is the one that they should use, but because the people are paying money to bring this in the country, that prices will still be the same? Do you think? What is your input? What do you say to this policy?
Yeah, well, the first thing, the premise of your question tells it all. So I would take it from that perspective.
Yeah, go ahead.
Look, that's why we have a government. Government is there to regulate. Government is there to govern. Government is there to set rules for the people. So this argument, and these are some of the reasons why Liberia have always been the way it is. Because
yes, Gassama, just a quick one. Government is not to regulate prices. When the economy regulates its own prices, because it's a capitalist system. It's not in China where the government will say everybody work for the government, everything is for the government. You only sell for the government, you only work for the government, and everything's for the government. In Liberia, we have a capitalist system where individuals buy and sell, and the market forces determine the price. That is, if you got plenty of rice on the market, the price will drop. If you get less rice on the market, the price will go up. So those are the regulation of prices. And so forth,
George,
yeah.
George, he just took my time for no reason. So are you saying that
No. You got Gassama, hold on. I'm the host here. You gotta calculate your voice carefully. You can't speak to me the way you just spoke to me. So maybe you want to rephrase the way you speak. I regulate. If I say you talk, you talk. If I say you don't talk, you don't talk. So don't say I took your time. You still have the time. I gave you your time. So go ahead.
I will say this again, George. I think he just cut me off for no reason. He took my time for no reason.
Okay.
So let me say this.
So no, you can't say that now. You can't say that now. I want to go to Batala.
That's not true. You can't go to Batala. That's not true.
That's what I'm going to do.
No, that's not true. You can't go to Batala.
You are trying to be disingenuous to the conversation.
If Batala respect me, he will not take that time that you want to give me.
But then you are very lucky that I don't have the control to mute.
What are you talking so?
Because
what's the problem?
You cannot say I took your time for no reason.
What's the problem?
You cannot tell me I took your time for no reason.
But what's the problem if I say that?
I even came to ask you for you to
but
say
George,
if I give you
George, what's the problem? George, what's the problem? What's going on?
I just want you to calculate your voice because this is a platform.
What did I say? I said you took my time for no reason. If you know, you didn't take my time for.
George, thank you, Amy.
What's going on? I think
this guy is being disingenuous to the conversation, Amy. I trying to ask you a question. I'm trying to interject. He's telling me that I took a time for no reason.
Amy,
I give you time. I can tell you where your time is. I make the rules here. Maybe you don't know. I make the rules here. I'll tell you what are your time will finish and why it will start.
Guys, let this serious, man. George.
I agree.
Look,
you make the rules, but
I'm serious.
you will cut him off for that.
Huh?
I agree, you make the rules. You're the host, but if you will call him up and say he cannot speak for that. I mean, we're all grown.
Guess what now? Because he's being disingenuous, right? I'm telling you something, and then he's saying he will disregard what I say. I'm the host. I can tell you when he speaks and when he doesn't speak. So I know that player have winning. Say the day George can you know be host. But I'm just trying to set the rules here.
George,
I want you to rephrase what you said, and you continue to rephrase what you said.
George, we don't come here to come play. Some of us don't come on the show to come play.
Maybe
brother. No, but listen, but listen.
But you gotta allow the man to talk.
Yeah, but George, we don't come here to come play. We come here for seriousness. Okay. The first thing you ask the question, the premise.
You cannot tell me. You cannot tell me that I took your time for no reason. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Gassama. I appointed you to talk. I gave you the time. So don't tell me.
Okay, you don't let him talk now.
George, it was my time to talk.
You can't repeat what you just said. You can't repeat what you just said.
But George, I was in the back. I'm doing my assignment though. You gave the man time to talk. He didn't even open his mouth. You start questioning him.
George,
and he said, "Okay, you took my time for no reason." I don't see it as an insult.
I interjected in the middle.
No,
George, everybody that come on the show got the right to speak. So the idea to say, I decide when you talk, you don't even have to say that. Everybody that come on the show here, listen now. Everybody that come on the show here has the right to talk. So the idea for you to even feel that you the one can decide when I talk.
It's a privilege. It's a privilege. We all it's not a privilege.
So,
it's not a right.
So I can come on the show, you can decide.
No, it's not right for every one of us.
When you talking, what the guy talking?
It's a privilege.
Go ahead, guys.
George, you're hosting today. You're not hosting tomorrow. Somebody else.
George, I suppose I suspend
you cannot be denigrating to anyone. Go ahead.
We just tolerating that man for tonight.
Like George learning like his first time. Don't get mad at him. Go ahead.
Tolerating for tonight, but you're not hosting tomorrow. Maybe he will hold next week Friday again.
Look, the first thing, you have your right to ask a question. I don't dictate how you ask a question. When you ask a question, I also have the right to critique that very question you ask. I thought that's something that you know of. But for you to even say I don't have the right to critique your question, it just speaks a lot. But let me say what up. I mean, you will not give me a chance to talk? George, yeah, we've been in this thing for a long time, brother. Just relax.
I mean, go ahead. You don't gotta tell me when you're paying something. Go ahead.
You know what? Y'all go ahead, man. Your talk. Y'all go ahead.
Good.
Oh, Morris,
Okay,
don't
so
do that.
I'll come to Batala. Let's move on to the next topic.
Morris, don't do no, George. Let's not do that.
No,
Everybody pick
I
up.
mean,
but he doesn't want to talk.
y'all go ahead. It's fine.
Yeah, what you have to do? He may want to
George,
talk.
wait.
No, George, wait. Let the man talk.
George. I understand, brother. We all be on the platform tonight. We know very well sometimes if you are hosting, it become overwhelming. I mean, look,
it's not overwhelming for me. Trust me.
George,
Because you taking up all the time. Like,
because how many George?
Amy, come in the middle. Put me on the side. Amy,
when you go back, when you need to watch that thing, and when you go rewatch it.
On record, George, you have interjected on record. It's almost a Guinness World Record, bro.
I do that to him, right?
You know what I mean?
But he just interrupted everybody.
But look, at the end of the day, let's keep it fair. Once you're a host, right, you definitely will have to tolerate you for that day or whatever that is. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It is almost like I said, I've been here today. I've almost just sat back and just have George do a thing.
Morris, please tolerate George. George is the host. I'm begging you, George.
We will allow Morris to exhaust his point.
Yeah.
Then we move on, George. Please.
So here's the thing, Amy. Here's the thing. The first thing, all the question I asked to all of you, I came to Morris to asking the same question. You know what he said? He said the question he asked me, he said, it's like he has already denigrated the question to some level instead of just answering the question, because I'm a host. I bring the questions to everyone. I asked Amy the same question. Amy went ahead. She said what she wanted to say, pros and cons of the question. I came to you, did the same. I even went to Max, who is the most troublesome person on this platform. Max answered the question we talked about. I came to him. You know what he said? Even the way he posed the question, he said, that the person said, I answered nothing. Then I come back, then he said, you told my time for nothing. You can't be that hostile to the host and then expect for him to just sit down and watch you. Yeah, he's being very hostile, and that's not how to be in an intellectual space. If you came here with an agenda, maybe to just chaklacha, then you can go ahead. But he would not come and be very hostile to the conversation like that. It's not okay. No one will accept it. I mean, if you're a host, you're not accept that attitude. But if you guys want you to go ahead, you can go ahead.
Answer the question. And
I'm not repeating the question. You can go ahead.
Look, the first thing, all that thing you're saying, it's not even necessary, brother. The first thing will come on the show here, we'll all come on the show with different mind, with different philosophical view, different political view. Different view will come on the show. That's why the show is not a biased show. Everybody come here, so now we all disagree with each other. That's the essence of the show, and that's how it should be. When you even ask Fambola even had a problem, you say, oh, the fact that you even said this, and you move on. So I say, look, when you ask the question, somebody has the right. Understand this. You ask the question, I can tell you, even the question you ask, the premise of your question, I question the premise of your question. I don't have the right to even say that. You really think I don't have the right to say that?
Morris.
No, I'm done with this. To be honest,
just go straight into the topic, bro. Please.
Yeah, you ask me a question. I don't have the right to critique your question. Are you serious? You really think that can work with me? But let me say this, right? Let me say this. This has been the problem with Liberia. Liberia, everybody look at their interests, their political interests, then they leave the country hanging. The very thing that you campaign for, when government come into power trying to do those things, that because of politics, they say, oh no, the government not supposed to do it. When the government do it, the people will suffer. Even though it is good for the country, people will suffer. You play that politics. Because for you to even tell me that we should have a country where everybody should just make a law. Everybody should just regulate their own price. It only tells me that I don't understand for what angle you're speaking from. You have a government, but you are telling me that everybody should just regulate their own law, their own prices. Everybody should come up with their own prices. Then you just want me to go along with that kind of narrative. I should not critique that narrative because you host. No, It doesn't work with me that way. We have a government. The government will set a regulation. The government will set a price for everybody to abide by that price. If it is bad, we'll discuss it. If that regulation is bad, we'll discuss it. But to say the government does not have the right to do it, everybody has the right to regulate, no, that's not how it works.
Just to interject, Morris, the thing is that I did not say the government does not have the power to do it. The question was the artificial price regulation or the price stipulation that the government has undergone, right? Or that the government has imposed, right? And I say, what is the pros and cons? Do you think it could be okay if the government allow the economy to self-regulate? Because that's what economists are for, self-regulate or to impose price. Or you think by imposing the price will have a negative effect on the business environment, where people will start doing black market to sell the things because they still want to sell the same price, and when you can't find it in the store, you go beyond the store and buy it from there, and you buy the price they won't sell it to you. Do you think that will happen? I'm just trying to brainstorm as people, as intellectual. I'm here for you to come back and president or to back opposition. I don't know for you to give your own input. That's all. So
you just said the same thing that you said. The same thing you said. That's what you said. The economy should self-regulate. You are still saying the same thing. I'm saying that no, that's not how it works. You have a government. That's why you have a government set up to regulate. We can discuss that regulations, but to say the government should leave it open for the economy to self-regulate, that is the issue. That is the issue right there. Because if you leave it, then we don't have a government. There's no need for us to have a government. For everybody to just regulate. So you're saying the same thing. I understand clearly your point. Yeah, but you're just saying the same thing.
Where's what I'm saying? In a capitalist economy, the economy self-regulates.
How do you explain that?
Okay, so the prices are regulated by the supply and demand curve. If you can
and who determine that? And who determine that?
The economy itself, or those
the economy itself determine that.
The sellers, the producers, all the chains, they set regulate. Yeah. So that's one. I'm trying to say this thing because this is coming from. It's not coming from street. I'm telling you, I'm talking it from the book. So I'm trying to tell you that if rice is plenty in the country, I'm talking about. I'm not saying. I'm saying that people because somebody said it in the street, so I listen to it and I want to say it. This from the book, right? So I'm trying to tell you that when rice plenty in the country, the price will drop.
And who determine that rest? Who regulate for that rest to be plenty in the country?
The importers, those who import the rice, they're not the government.
Bossman, the government is the one that regulate. The government is the one that the government make the enabling society, grant for people to import. What are you talking? You just beating around the bush.
So no, now guess what?
You just don't want to give the credit. You just don't want to regulate. You just don't want to recognize. You don't want to recognize. You don't want to recognize the entity, the body that regulate the price, the body that set the rules. For that 1,000 person bring the goods, the body that recognize that, you don't want to recognize the body. That's the problem.
No, that's not it. That's not it. Maybe you're not getting.
No. Look.
So anybody can just bring rice in the country. So anybody can just bring rice in the country.
Let me just say one thing when you come in.
Let me come in. No, George, hold on a second. Let me.
Yeah, you be talking the whole while. Let me come in.
Go ahead.
Look, in a capitalist system, the capitalist system, especially the system in America, the market regulates itself. If it's, I don't know if it's the same exact, form of economy that we are subscribing to, but I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. That is, the market regulates itself based on the supply and demand curve. All right, right. So basically, what that entails is this, Morris. So like, the higher the supply, right, the lower the price, and the lower the supply, the higher the price.
And what is that source?
Huh?
What is the source of that?
Well, like I said, if it's how
so that's my point right there. What's the source of that?
No,
what is the originator of that?
That's a law. That's a law.
That's a law.
That's a law. Yeah, that's economic law. It's called the law of supply and demand.
But Josh, Josh,
making it up. You're not
Josh,
making it up.
Economy, it's not a law. Though economic theory is not a law. What are you talking? Economic theory is not a law.
Morris, to your
The
point,
point of law of
Morris.
supply and demand.
Morris,
Why is
wait
that a
now,
law
wait.
to you?
Look, okay.
Where you coming from?
We look at the market, wait now, we look at the market, right? We look at the market, but this is the thing. The government have a lid on setting criteria too. That's why.
But that's the point right there, but the brother don't want to recognize that.
Okay, so Morris, like right here, right? In America, yeah. You can have two gas stations facing each other with different prices. You know what I mean? You can have one person saying that gas for $3, like right now, I have a gas station on the road, right down the street. They said that gas for $3. Even. Then you go to another station, they're saying it for $3.65.
I agree.
Right? So basically, it's almost like you will not understand how that is. But deep down, if you do research, you could see maybe that person can afford to sell their gas at that price because the demand at that pump is higher. So that person can sell almost a whole how do you call this thing? A whole tank of gas in a day compared to a man who's selling his for 350 cents. So there are so many factors.
But Toure, for that to happen, there was a groundwork done. That is the point right there. For that,
what do you mean?
It didn't happen out of the blue sky. What are you talking? It did not happen out of the blue sky. My argument is that I'm not saying that doesn't happen. My argument is that the government has to set the enabling society for that to even happen. Take for instance, right?
That one will try to tell you they don't determine the price. They can set up, they can make sure that everybody is free to order things and buy things and bring and sell them. That means to face the roads, to make sure that shape can kind of angle, all the things. But they will not tell you how much you sell it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Because the price you sell it will determine how many people buy from you. That's how the market can regulate itself. That's why when I see that you sell
Judge, every economy different. The situation in every economy is different. So you don't just make a collective, Judge. You don't make a collective. Oh, are you saying that the way the situation in America, that how you looking like bureau? Are you saying that the way the economy? Are you saying that the way the economy in America, that how you looking like bureau? Is that your argument? It's different.
We're not going on that side. We're just talking about the law.
No, but I'm telling you,
we're not going on that side. You must not going there because when we go there again, you start arguing again.
But
so
look.
But why may you tell I can argue with you? Why may you tell I'm not supposed to argue with you? What kind of man that?
I don't want to. I don't want to argue with you because
so look, let's come back to the point George is trying to make though, because let's try to redirect the conversation to where it belongs. So George, we understand now how capitalist system works, all right? But tomorrow's credit, George, what you are trying to imply in terms of Joseph Boakai, President Boakai, kind of like, is like asserting himself in a market as the arbiter in terms of regulating prices and stuff like that. I don't think that's what the president intended, and that's not the president's intention. Okay, that's not what it is. This happens in every country, right? When the economy is at certain like height, right?
That is just my point right there.
They step in, right? But they don't do it through an authoritarian kind of thing, right? That's the reason why the president told the VP to go ahead and see exactly what are some of these causes of the high prices on the market, right? And the report came to the president, and the president, I'm pretty sure he did it in consultation with what? With the business empire, right?
I did not dispute that. I did not dispute that. What I'm trying to say is that every policy has its own disadvantage and advantage. Regardless of how good a policy is, there is a disadvantage. I'm just trying for us to critique this policy, right? To say, okay, what are the bad side for the policy?
But
all the question.
But there's nothing to critique about the policy, George.
There is. When I tell you, when I made a statement that every policy has a point of critique or have a downside,
I don't see the way you try. George,
okay,
if the president let
me stimulate the disadvantage.
But they got won't be talking. They got won't be talking. Hold it.
If
But
if
let me tell you the
president,
disadvantage.
if the president came out and just said, look, this is how it's going to be moving forward, and I absolutely give any consideration as to how people are able to bring their goods and services into the country, then that's a form of government that is strictly done in places like Cuba and Russia, then, right? We don't want that. But the president did this in consultation with rice importers, right? And George, I can almost guarantee you, over there, the president might have actually given them certain level of tax break.
You use Maham?
Right?
But the first thing to read, right?
The president perhaps might have, because you don't come up with this kind of, like a price decrease by just making a law like that, or the president will go on money, okay.
The first thing to read,
$14. That's how it works.
Economic theory.
All the rice importers, more this, right? The president have called in the rice importers, look, this is how it is. The global economy is really, really ripping people off right now. Things are hard everywhere. Liberians, you know what I mean? I'll give you this, you give me this. That's how they were able to come to a concession.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to tell the brother is that economic theory is not a law. Economic theory is just a theory that can be applicable at certain points in time. That's how it goes. So you cannot say, that's why at certain point in time, based on the prevailing circumstances, you can apply certain economic theory where it fits the situation, but you can't say because it's a law. I've never heard that. It's a theory. It can be applicable at certain point in time, but you cannot say it's a law that should be applicable all the time. If that was the case, every economy in the world would have applied the same economic theory. So it's not a law.
Okay. So Maurice, there is theory and there is law, right?
Now, I understand that, but you said it was a law.
I clearly told you that this one is a law. They call it the law of supply and demand.
It's a theory.
No more is a law. Actually,
it's a phrase. No, yeah, it's the economic theory. The
thing I know from school, they tell me say I'm lying. It's just so funny, my man. Let's pass by the thing. Let's move on to something else. Because you don't tell me say someone who teaches in the school is a teacher. They have to be a teacher.
My man. I'm not saying that it's not the economy law. We're saying the same thing. Economic theory is as economic law. I'm not saying that it's not a law.
Not every theory is a law.
I agree. Not every law is every.
Not every theory is a law.
I agree. And not every law also is a theory. We're not arguing.
You can pass a theory before you go to law. It will first become a theory. It will develop into a law. Maurice, you need to learn it. You need to learn it before you come on here and try to make yourself smart. I try to tell you that it can become theory before it turns to law. Law is the big brother for them. When you order, then you turn to law.
Look, my point here is that I'm not saying that economic theory, I'm not saying that it's not a law. My argument here is that the government can apply that economic law, how you call it, what it fit. That's my argument. And you can't argue that.
Government does not apply theory. Government does not apply economic theory or law. When they are there to regulate, they are there. They're not government doing anything. It's just simple. But anyway, let's just move.
And you see, you got very here. You say you will stop me from talking because now you're talking down on me.
No,
you see. No, but you're talking down on me.
I'm talking down on you.
No, but you're talking down on me. No, I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. Trust me.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Okay, guys, let me progress. So
let me progress. Let's move on. Let's move on. So the next topic I'll really waiting for us to talk about is the current situation in the country where the president how they call it, what did he do? Just give me a second. Let me check my note here. Come on.
Didn't I last and final topic though?
Yeah. So Dr. Taney, Dr. Leslie, my man. If you're tired, you want to go, you can go. But we're still here for a little bit. We'll close after this. Yeah, we'll close after this. Dr. Leslie Taney. I think you guys heard the audio on Facebook where he threatened one of the instructors at the university that if he receive the pay, the next coming pay, then of course then he don't Lester Tenney anymore. Only because somebody came to him to complain about this person. So I just want you to have your input. I don't know whether you all listen to the audio, but I did listen to if Amy was here, I think I put in the chat room. Amy, if you are here, can you please bring it and play if you can, or we can just move on from just discussing it. So Patara, it's your turn. What is your input on that? I know you listen to that audio because I put it in the chat room.
No, not really. I'm not even gonna lie. I did not listen to the audio of George. But look, and I still have the same position like I have with the whole charisma kind of situation. But if I'm just gonna take your words for it, if indeed he did in fact made that kind of remark, and it's on tape and it's obviously investigated, and without any, without reasonable doubt that's indeed Dr. Lester Tenney. He's actually in a tenured position. No, he's not in a tenured position. He's in an interim position, right?
Yeah.
As the vice president at the university. That is absolutely not appropriate for someone to be making that kind of threat. You can do that. I don't think even as vice president, I don't think you have the power to do that. To threaten somebody on the basis of their wages and salary. But again, I'm just saying that, assuming that in fact that tape is kind of authentic and it's being vetted and concluded that indeed that's that Lester Tenney making that kind of threat. I think that would be ground for absolutely repercussion in terms of not condoning that kind of hostility towards an employee of the institution, because people in power cannot in any way use their office, use their leverage, use their power to intimidate their subordinates. I think that's wrong.
Thank you so much. Morris, your turn. I think you already heard the question.
Yeah, I didn't really listen to the I didn't listen to the audio, but I saw several posts on Facebook pointing to the audio. But if actually Dr. Tenney said, I think he was wrong. He can't do that. He was wrong by threatening somebody, and people. We don't. The problem is that we don't learn, because these things keep happening. Look, there's this guy, Karl Marx, the German philosopher. He said, "A wise man learn by others people's mistake, while a fool learn by others' mistake." This things be happening every now and then. Somebody just call you, they just start talking. People recording people every now and then. Yeah. It don't have to happen to you. When something happens to people, you learn from that. As a wise person, you learn. Don't wait for it to happen to you before you learn from it. I think say they just place a call, you just start flowing, you just start talking. You didn't even know somebody was recording you.
Morris,
so that was wrong.
To a point, because I asked a question to someone as well, I think on Facebook or something, and they came back and we've had a little bit of an argument. But are you looking at the act of recording this person or the action by this official? Do you think the recording was wrong? Then the action of the guy himself, yeah.
No, if you listen to me well, what I said was that I said Dr. Tenney was wrong by even making the statement about threatening. Okay. What I said is that I say he was not cautioned to say somebody, because these things be happening a lot of times in the country. People recording people. That's what I brought a Karl Marx theory that wise men learn by other people's mistake, while the fool learn by his own mistake. The point I'm making is I'm not saying that the person that recorded him was wrong or right. What I'm saying is that somebody can just call you I mean, you're a public
No,
figure. You're a public figure.
he called the person. He called the person.
Yeah, you can't just call somebody. They just start
Start
talking, just start
threatening them.
threatening somebody.
Start
You know,
threatening them. Yeah.
exactly. That's what I'm not saying that the recording was wrong or not, but I'm saying that he should have learned. Can't just call somebody, meet the person, you talk face to face, but just call somebody and just start talking. You know, we're in a society where people take advantage over every inch of it, you know, of an opportunity. So I think he would have learned, and I mean, he slipped, and there's actually no excuse for what he did.
Thank you, Morris. And look, I partially agree with you, and I agree with Ture. The thing is that this was a point at which this authoritarian guy was exposed, right? That
Man, I
means he has been
deal with CDC plenty times so that
No. Look, for me, I don't really care who deals with who. All the dealing with you dealt with CDC, he hasn't done anything to anyone. But the thing is that if something you have been doing something, there's a point at which you get exposed, right? So I'm sure this is not his first time threatening somebody like that, because the way he sounded as somebody who is very authoritative and feels that he's infallible, right? Or he's untouchable or something, the way he spoke. And I think it's about time that our people, even regardless of the power you hold, the least person in the house should be respected. Because without this person, you are nobody. Because you are there, because that person is below you to work, to do things. So I think it was wrong completely, and that for me to be investigated and punitive action to be, to be against him. Yeah, punitive action. Yeah, I'm not saying this is missing or something, but so that it can serve as a deterrent for others who be in violators to see that, oh no, you can't just do this thing. At least one more of his salary should go, and then he will learn sense from it. And next time he will not do that. So that's it. So, Batala, man, you can do your closing, my brother.
Let me.
Yeah. So look, Morris, why
I thought I wanted to start, but go ahead.
So look, I know I'll be very fast. So at the end of the day, George, thank you very much for hosting. Hopefully we can have you next week Friday again. But look, I appreciate you hosting, because I think we all should do this, especially during this time where children are start school, so people are not really available and like that. I can speak for myself and Amy, ourselves to say we can have somebody, Morris, family, George, myself, maybe coming once in a while hosting the program until everybody can get on. I think that's something, right? You know what I mean? It should be applauded. But George, thank you so very much. So my closing, I'm gonna close on this. Rescue must rescue. Rescue must rescue. There's no excuses. I'm not about making no damn excuses. Oh, the country was like this under President George Manuel. We are leaders found solution, not always coming back to the problem. Because we knew the problem existed. That's the reason why we elected you to solve these problems. You know what I mean? Like my mom always told me, see, when there's something that you see that you can solve it, and not be solving it and saying, but anything how? No, don't do that. Don't do that. You either not take on a challenge, you let it go for somebody else. But once you make up your mind that you're going to do something, do it. And while we at it, why is it that we still complaining, or at least the University of Liberia, the state-run university, look at that building, Josh. Some of us did not go to school in Liberia, right? But I mean, shame on all of those alumni that you guys went to that school, and it's full of a lot of people that work in the government, including in that legislature. You all went to those institutions. You sat in those classrooms. But look at how that building looked, Josh. That building, any animal, it's not safe for animals to be in that building. I'm sorry. And I'm not mean this to denigrate people that are going to sit in there. The pictures I saw on Spoon today, the picture that says Glennie share on her personal page, anybody can go there and see that building. Look at the mood. What did it tell about mood, George and Morris when we're growing up? That children that grew up in a house that carried lead and mold tend to have a significant impact on their educational development skills and all of that stuff. Because it's not good for your brain. But look at that building. Look, the outside, the inside, everything looks filthy, dilapidated. Does not meet the condition of human beings to be around that kind of structure. So it's a shame, it's a disgrace. And while we are there, the president was only looking for $250,000. With that $250,000, a student will not be entering school starting Monday. So that is a shame, and each and every one of us Liberians should be embarrassed. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, so Maurice, your time, man.
Yeah, for us, we'll critique this government whenever the government sleep, because we want the best for the country. We support the government, so we are obliged to critique them when they fall, when they sleep. I think on the UL, the UL building and the renovation, I think the government sleep on that, because that should have been in the package. That should have been the priority. That should have been part of the priority package. Yeah. So I think the government sleep on that. But at the same time, too, in the same token, you cannot tell us that. Look, that's why for me, I don't even like to get involved in this, George Weah and Boakai argument, because the country, we cannot limit the country to a CDC and Unity Party. We cannot limit the country to a Boakai and a George Weah. So we always send a caveat that, look, as much as we critique Boakai, when Boakai sleep, it doesn't make Weah any better. It doesn't make Weah any better, because we already see Mr. Weah. We saw what Mr. Weah did. And we have seen what Boakai is doing. So don't you think if Boakai sleep is an opportunity for us to look outside instead of bringing Mr. Weah back? Because we saw exactly what Mr. Weah did. So we will always send this caveat that, look, as much as we beat on Boakai, if Boakai fail, it doesn't make Weah any better. It doesn't make Weah any better, because Mr. Weah has shown himself. And just to end it up, look, the country has to move on. We cannot play politics with everything. Look, and this is the thing, right? Right now, you see all the people run on the street, they sell on the street. When the government decide to remove them, the same politician will say, even though it is right, the same politician will say, oh boy, they put your vote for 2029 come, you will see whether they will vote for you again. The government will back up because they want political dividend. They don't look at the country, they always look at the political benefit. And as long as that continues, our country will remain the way it is, regardless of who comes to power. Because by the time that group of people come to power, another group already start putting themselves together to just keep criticizing, just keep playing the politics. At the end of the day, the country remain hanging. But it was a good show, Mr. Host. I hope next time you do better. Hosting does not make that any different from the other panelists. We are all panelists. We all should respect each other. We come on the show. Sometimes we share fun. We don't be too sensitive. That's all. It's all about it. It's all about making the show lively and stuff like that. Thank you.
Thank you, Maurice. So, guys, thank you very much for the show. It was very, entertaining as well. I think look, we come here to entertain, to teach, and also to learn, right? And that's what it is. I learned a lot from people. People learn a lot from me as well, and that's all we should do, because no one knows everything. But the fact that we have to agree to disagree, right? Critique somebody, and if there's something you can do quickly to do a research on your computer, do it quickly and come back. Just let's have a common ground, because guess what? Certain things are meant to be discussed and agreed upon. You don't have to agree with me all the time. But if I am stating a principle or a law, it's not because I support the CDC, so because I say that law, it's not a law, or because I say that principle, it's not a principle, because you think that in your mind, I'm supporting the CDC, so anything I quote is bad or it's good. No, the thing is, this government is not doing well. As you can see, nothing has changed. The government has introduced nothing new to the economy, nothing new. The same executive order we are used to sign. That's what President Boakai is signing. The same President Weah gave, I think, $4 or $5 million to farmers. The same $4 million they are giving to farmers again to go and make farms. The same, everything is the same. Nothing contrasts what we have done. So that's why it baffles me for me to hear people saying that the government is doing well. Where is it? I can't see it. The government said they were coming to power to change the situation of the Liberian people. I don't see it. I don't see it, actually. And I'm sure people in the market don't see it as well. And for you to come out and say, okay, I have meeting, the same meeting person we had with the rice importers, and they brought the rice down to $14. That's the same meeting you had again as well. What is the policy difference, my people? What can you tell me that this government is doing different than we did not do? It's the same thing. Because these people don't have any new ideas. Like they how they call it, Koda say, Waka has no new ideas. Everything else will just be he's supposed to be a motivational speaker around a firehouse with grandchildren. Because that's what old people do, they motivate people. Because they don't have that particular knowledge again in the tech world. What you say?
I said the other hosts are real panelist hosts.
Let me say my own.
Oh, you finish it, man?
But the man just broke me, Jenna. So look, guys, when we come
we gotta go, man.
we have to deal with policy difference. Like most of my question, when I wanted to say go support CDC. Since I came in, I did not even pronounce CDC name. I just said what the government is doing. What is different from the past government? What is different? You see executive order.
CDC Australia.
Yeah, but it's still there, because I will not have my identity, right? But also, my intellect will tell me that this is about Liberia, and I will talk about what is happening now, to critique what is happening now for the betterment of Liberia. Like I said from the beginning, we all here want the best for Liberia. The only difference between you and I is that you see it as a rescue can do it, and I see it as a CDC can do it. So there's no difference here.
I'm questioning rescue.
You man said people in CDC are more clever than you. You man said you're more clever than people in the CDC. But guess what? We're all Liberians, and when we come together, we have to contribute ideas to make sure that our country is better. So, guys, let's go home and think about it and put Liberia first.
But George, please, before you go, Thomas Kume, brother, that the pencil behind my hair, but you know what? I'll not do it.
Thomas, that way you say you get pencil. You want to put that in your hair anymore.
Thomas, I'll not put it in my hair again.
Thomas, like Capital can put pencil in your hair. You're not Capital, so don't put pencil in your hair.
And engineers, right?
So
no problem.
Lynn Lacroix said we are build mansion. Go and take the mansion for we are. Why can't build mansion, but people can't get paid. People still looking for August pay. We in September now.
Today but it still does not make the home ball. If Baka fee doesn't make the home ball any better. That's our argument.
Next year, I don't care who become president, but if Baka is failing, I will tell you Baka failure. I don't care who become president in 2029.
And we are.
Let me do my closing so we can go.
You're not doing no closing.
We tired.
All the time I thought George just say, yeah. Let me go
do closing again.
If I gave the flow, go ahead, flow.
Amy Morgan running the closing again.
So first of all, President Bouaka is not doing the same thing that George Weah. Let's just get that straight right now. That narrative, like kick it out of the door. First of all, government is continuing with it, right? If a government start building a road, that is not a policy, that is not a project for a policy for a new administration that is coming in, that they brought their own agenda or that this or that. It's a government project. Either the donor or the World Bank or taxpayer money. It's not from the government personal pocket that when he touches, the next government not supposed to touch it. No, if that's what you call doing the same thing, then I don't know. I don't understand your argument about doing the same thing. But these projects was just started for campaign purposes when it was supposed to be done in 6 years that Weah was there. He did not do it. He didn't finish it. It has to get done for the sake of the country. Our people need roads. Weah flew over the southeast to go campaign. He never drove. The 6th year he was there, he said it was raining. Obviously, it's not raining. The whole almost 2 years, President Bouaka, Public Works, they are fixing the road. Even though it's raining off and on. But President Weah told us that the entire state, yeah, it was raining constantly. So that's why he never did a road. He flew there to go campaign. These roads has to get done. People are dying in the mud, getting stuck in the mud. Pregnant women dying. People goose getting riding on the road. President Bouakai, something is tourism. All of that.
We are building roads. We are building local roads as well.
If you don't have road, you can't bring people. You can't do anything called tourism. Farm to market road. You cannot do all of that if there's no road. You cannot do any of that. So you're talking about brand border issue every day on people. MTS is going to Lofa now. MTS is going to Plibo now. That was not happening under President Weah. So it's not the same thing that is being done. We ain't seeing anyone that President Weah was giving farmers money to do whatever, or and firing people for doing the wrong thing and suspending it and firing it. We did not see that under President Weah. So it's not the same thing being done here. Not at all. Under President Weah, we saw people in the street walking around State Mayor, and instead of cleaning the street, instead of doing a job, it was a militant government that was being run. Amanda, everywhere the arm is swinging and something. We're not saying that we've seen a responsible government. So it's not the same. That narrative is just not adding up. It's flawed. So we shouldn't come here and be bamboozling our people and be telling them that they're doing the same thing. No, just continuing a job that's supposed to be done, and it has to get done. It's a matter of must. It doesn't matter who does it. It has to get done. And if it didn't get done on the past administration, this administration has to finish it. So that's why it's something. But it's not a policy of his that President Weah President Bouakai came and continue say, oh, I love the policy, even though I said this man was doing something wrong. Let me continue. No, that's not what's going on here.
Like the late great Kobe Bryant once said.
I'm sorry?
I said, like the late great Kobe Bryant once said, job not finished.
Right, the job is not done. It has to get done. It's a matter of we need electricity, we need roads, we need agriculture for our people. We need all of that. There are a lot more things going on that was not going on, that wasn't done under the past administration. So for George to come be telling us these things, and I know when you echo it, you think it will be right. It will be right in partisan years.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It will be right in partisan years. So to be your best, it will be right in the
I don't know what you're talking about.
Woman that doesn't know anything, she in the market, she think that when another administration come in, the burgers over the flip.
Let's continue to listen.
So the show just started.
Somebody say a rainy season and no dust on them. It'll be rainy season and dust get somebody. More supposed to get people, but they may not even thinking about the things. I don't know what's going on.
When it rainy, George, there's no dust.
George,
no dust anywhere when it rainy. That's what the president was talking about. He never, when you go to Liberia, they'll shoot your wife too. Will be muddy. Will be dusty.
You expect mud. You said no mud on me. That means.
And the first thing, Amy, right? Amy, like you always say, right? There's something you always say which makes sense, right? Look, for us to have a fair argument, if you want to beat on Bouakai, it's fine, beat on Bouakai, but don't say Bouakai will not talk about why he made the country. That's the problem.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or you make it as you can, he made a preference.
Yeah, exactly. You can't say
no.
You can't. You can't want to beat on Bouakai, but you don't want to talk about where the country was, where Bouakai made the country.
Absolutely.
Then you wouldn't have a fair argument.
When you're doing the same.
So the argument that you say, yeah, Bouakai say you're coming fix it. It's true. But Bouakai fixing it because it was messed up.
Bouakai needs to fix it. We know that.
Yeah, so he fixed it.
So you take a look at you did better than what he's doing now, then that's what the problem is.
You obeying rules. What a difference. Tell me what is it?
He never finished the role. He started to finish it. He said yes. It's not we are Pacha. Eddie Johnson study what he was doing role.
There was no road to the southeastern. The southeast, there was no road there. Joe, we used to travel to Africa.
I was trying to picture them tomorrow and put some of the old pictures I can be putting on Facebook today.
We used to travel to Ivory Coast.
You're putting old pictures on internet and say that Bouakai's government and that Bouakai's Liberia when that the old picture from last administration. And y'all think people are crazy. It doesn't add up. You have to be fair to the disco. No one's saying that it's not President Bouakai.
To make it look like the home ball, any better.
Need to do it. But
the home ball not any better.
It's like, look, guys, it's like about the economy, right? President Trump came in, right? He met Obama economy. He wrote on that economy. And they were calling President Trump what? The superstar for the economy.
All right, George, my man, good man. Right?
Obama fixed it, so he came, you are enjoying it. And we are so good with the economy, you can only make yourself to believe. Why in less than a year, our people
because the managers now are not managing
why is the good thing that we are there? Why they're not enjoying it until now?
They know what they're doing. Because the current manager don't know what they're doing.
There's no way that the president can do economic in less than a year. That doesn't exist. There's no way. I don't know your economics that you learned. There's no way President Bouaga will do anything for you. You just start feeding the impact in less than a year. No way. No way.
People are suffering now than before.
Yeah, because the same economy that was there, that was still going. That's it.
No.
Nothing else.
No.
What he put in place now, maybe in the end of his 6th year, or in the 4 or 5 years before you start to feel the impact that President Bouaga is actually putting in place now. What he riding on now is the weirdest economy that's what is still going.
Maybe don't give yourself hard time, man.
You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing.
Every day.
We are hard time. We are hard time for the presidency. We are even hard time for the presidency.
You know hard time for it. When you talk about the Kim, look at Minister Morris. That's it.
We are even hard time for the presidency. What kind of president will have? What kind of serial president will become pastor? What kind of serial president become president if he become pastor overnight?
All the stuff he did, what he bring back? Nothing.
You don't bring money in a briefcase. You don't bring money in a briefcase.
Look at trouble.
Money in a briefcase. You come back with
look at trouble. The guy can really feel. He can feel good. He can feel good. He can feel good when he talk about we are. The guy can feel good.
Yeah, he does. But all the Trump president we had there, but still, he brought something back.
He can feel good.
$2 billion of debt when you are leaving.
You say what?
What did he bring back? What president we had there bring back? All the money he brought back, he still left with almost $2 billion.
George, can I ask you, George? Can I ask you something?
What did he really bring back? I see ya, man. Good night, people. Let me go finish my.
Will you be willing? Will you be willing to come on the show so we can drill you and talk about Joe? We are
get off Spider story and get away with it. But we will
to drill you. As a guest,
where he needs to be something, but we will not come in and take this drive bone story and run home with it. It's not gonna happen.
Your leader aspect there, your leader one there. Answer it for it. Will you be willing to come so we can drill you about job we are?
I will. Definitely. I'll be available.
Yeah, when they come talking for it, it can't be finished.
No, that one he come and sit as a guest. He will sit as a guest. Who will be the one who will be asking the questions?
I beg you, yeah. Liberia is what
it's in a sharp no.
Maris, let me tell you that Liberia is more respected around the world now than it was 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. Liberia is well known, is well respected around the world now than it was when President Weah was president. Our country was a laughing stock. Our country was always talk about Liberia, the footballer president.
Right now,
don't come here with that.
Opinion. Everybody
got one. That's facts.
Everybody got one.
But man, we are presidency, Bouaga presidency that sleep and day by day.
It's night and day.
Yeah, night and day. Or that sleep and wake.
Our producer and Lila and everybody else, Princess.
Because few sedition making noise. Because you got few sedition that they ain't got no plan making noise in that job we are. You better go sit down.
God's willing, we'll be here to